Hi all, today we are playing the Humankind Victor OpenDev. I've not played the previous OpenDevs for the game, so I don't know too much about it other than it's a 4X game like Civilization, made by Amplitude, who made Endless Legends, which I'm also a big fan of, so it should be fun. I'm playing on the standard difficulty because I haven't tried it before, and we'll see how it goes. Your first objective is to survive the Neolithic era and earn your first Era Star. These measure your achievements in the game. We will cover them in more detail soon. Thank you. Floating omniscient box. Right, well we've started next to the coast. There's some coral reef here. Now this game starts in sort of nomadic phase, which I didn't know about. Where we can go around, collect food, I think, and some other things, which is great because I love food. I'm quite hungry right now. Information on selected army. An army has limited amount of unit slots. So we've started with a unit of tribe. They gather food through fighting and ransacking in order to multiply. Interesting way of putting it. How do I get this particular hint to go away? Maybe I can't. A lot of options for the hunting party here. Can I rename them? Oh my god. I immediately like the ability to rename armies. We can move, we can attack, we can skip, hold position, claim territory, found a new outpost. That's cool. I like that. Ransack, auto-explore, it's like a little toggle button, that's nice. We need 20 food to gain a new person, it looks like. Okay, this is being highlighted, so clearly the game is telling me to go over here. There's also a stone field over here. Curiosity nomadic, bringing us to discover science or forage for food. This is a prairie. +2 food, more vision. So curiosities are things to investigate. Over here, there is Sage being guarded by a deer. Oh, it's cute. Unit that behaves erratically in battle. That's how people describe me. And over here is a sanctuary. A rich, diverse habitat with plenty to sack. This is a breeding ground for peaceful wildlife who range the surrounding area. Okay, I'm starting to get the idea that we're actually the monsters here. So this is a lovely sanctuary that presumably spawns these deer. They've got like a little peace symbol on them, and we're going to sack and destroy them, which seems a bit cruel. Let's go investigate this prairie first. I found some nuts. Acknowledge? Oh, okay. So we get notifications down here. Oh, and we can... I see. Map focus. Oh. Interesting, interesting. A to-be-added encyclopedia. Does the Y button work for that? No, does F? No! There better be hotkeys before the end. Okay, so we've got 10 of food. So we hunt the deer, right? That sounds familiar. The deer has stats. Is that like 8 strength, 3 movement, 1 something? I don't know what. Let's fight the deer. Oh, I like that you have the option to retreat when you attack. I played a fair bit of Endless Legends, and you can't, if you're the attacker in Endless Legends, you can't retreat from the attack. Which, given the way the strengths of units is not readily clear unless you actually attack somebody or you just know. So this is quite handy. So we can auto-resolve, I guess that is. Confirm battle to do it, and we can retreat. We're only a bit stronger than the deer, apparently. This is my battle management? Oh, this is the... okay. I wonder what support is. Is that like artillery that's in range but not part of the battle or something? Excited to see what that means. Oh, you can be in control of the defender's flag. That's interesting. When the turn ends. Otherwise, the defender wins by default. That's interesting. Again, a change from Endless Legends. Three rounds of battle are played every turn. The number of turns is defined by the total number of units that have been added since the beginning of the battle. Okay. Number of remaining turns and rounds can be found in the top panel. Right. To win it, you can use the good old strategy of killing enemy units. The battle is about to begin. To win it, you can use the good old strategy of killing every enemy unit. That is my strategy in life and most games. If the matchup is not in your favour, you can also focus on capturing your opponent's flag. Battle ends with swings on both sides, so controlling the flag is declared the winner. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Okay, so we can spawn... oh nice, it gives like a little description. So this is apparently this is a forest, although I gotta tell you that does not look like a forest to me. Slows unit movement and restricts vision, but provides a defensive bonus against missile fire. No particular benefits or...
as the eagle flies.
Okay, well I guess we'll spawn here. Every turn there are 3 battle rounds. Okay, so round 1 of 3 on turn 1 of 1. So they play all of their units and then the defender plays. Each unit can only move and attack once per round. Not all units are allowed to move after they attack. Cool. Okay, well... oh nice, you get like a little prediction. I wonder if that's perfectly accurate or if there's a bit of randomness. Because there's some randomness in civilization battles. So we have 10 strength plus 8, but we have +4 from high ground. That's nice. Hostile deer unit. Oh, there's hostile deer. Let's attack. Okay. Look at the deer go. Defending damaged. Interesting. So, okay. You get a lot of interesting information. Oh! You can order them to fortify for a turn. They will not move or attack, and will benefit from a combat strength boost. So, yeah, as it says, they defend. Interesting.
Attack!
Enter an end time by using this button. Nice. Glorious victory. So we gained 5 food and 5 purple stars. I would assume that's influence from Endless Legends. Yeah, it's for influence. So I don't know what it does in this game. Merging cities, claiming wonders, expanding your empire by placing or attaching outposts. Oh yeah, I can place outposts with these guys, so I need influence for that, I guess. And I've got 5. Oh, that's interesting. It tells you how much combat strength you lost. That's quite fun. Hunt at Iklil. Nice. And there's some sage here and a sanctuary over here. So if I can go over here and ransack the sanctuary for food, I guess. If I leave it, will more deer spawn? Because that's probably better in the long term. I like how they give us like curiosity and a deer right next to the start, so you can, the very first turn you can get some stuff done. Good for testing. These appear to be our goals. A growth star, a knowledge star, a hunter star. So, doing these things grants, I think that's fame, which I believe is the win condition. I don't know if fame does anything else though, other than, you know, make you famous and be the score. Can't move any more? No, okay. I'm assuming I can't do anything with a sage right now, so let's just end the turn. Ah, it's going to expect us now. Either increase your population, gather science, or hunt down wild animals. The most manly of options. In order to gain units and increase your population, gather food. Counters measure your progress in the Empire banner. Up here. Nice. World deed locked. Wonderful Danakil Desert has been locked by another empire. World deed. That sounds a bit like sort of wonder things you could do in Endless Legends. Like be the first one to pacify 20 villages or whatever it was. Right, we need 5 more food.
This way.
So let's go hunting for food. Here's some. I guess. It's just a river, I guess. Oh, we found 15 food by the river, just hanging out. You can break up armies into smaller armies, which is useful to explore them out faster in the early stages of the game. I definitely intend to do that. Okay. And over here is copper. Gatekeeper to the Bronze Age. Copper finds uses in weaponry, coinage, medicine, and decoration. The resource extraction is locked. You need to research bronze working. After ancient era, so that's not useful right now, but it could be useful later on. Now, I moved to this river and spawned a new unit. So I can't move the army anymore, but this unit I can move because they just spawned, and apparently they spawn with full movement. So...
Later we rest.
Oh. That's weird. When you like... When it updates how much HP your army's got, it just like, people just fall over and die to properly reflect it. So the food stays where it was, okay.
Nature forbids us. This way.
Okay, looks like we found
As the eagle
a
flies.
headland, whatever it's called, so nothing to find up there. Science curiosity. Ooh, and another deer. Don't know what claim territory does or costs, because it doesn't say. I mean, obviously the claim territory just means I'll stake my claim in this area so other people can't have it so easily. But... Okay, that deer is going off into the fog somewhere. He's seen the murderers coming. I mean, the lovely, fluffy humans. 1 out of 3... Oh, sorry, 3 out of 10 science stars? Ancient curiosity, ancient encampment. Does that do anything, or is that just points?
This way.
Ebony.
Why this way?
We found another deer. Oh, influence. This propagation is known as cultural influence. Oh, so influence is culture. Oh, we found some by finding that scientific curiosity, I see. You can then use influence to find your first outposts and take control over territories. As for starting territories, this place has both sage and ebony. I don't know if they're particularly useful, but they're right here. Is that 1? Okay. It's quite hard to read the numbers when it's 1, but I guess if it's really small, you could just assume it's a very small number. Don't know how the resources are carried out in this one. Okay, so unfortunately we split some of our guys off, so it's gonna be a one-on-one against another deer. There's only 3 rounds. So if I open ground, attacking over river presumably causes some pain.
Later, we rest.
Can I get the deer to attack me over the river? Or would he avoid doing that? How clever is the deer?
Move.
And would he take a combat penalty by attacking over a river? Let's investigate. So... oh, it costs more movement to cross the river? Okay. Interesting. So I'm wondering, if I just defend here, even though I'm the attacker, will the deer come to me or will he defend? He will come over to me. He appeared out of the fog and goes back into it again. Okay, there he is. Okay, so the question about this is... can I get rid of this hint? Maybe not. Yeah, the question with this is... will all AI behave like that? Like, I'm the attacker, and he wins if I don't cross the river, so he should just wait over here. But he's a deer. So the question is the AI stupid, or is the deer stupid and the AI is actually very smart because they're emulating a deer? Okay, can I get it. Okay, he gets -3 from something, but I can't see what it is.
For the tribe!
Nice. Another 5 influence and 5 food. And we've gotten 2 out of 3 in the hunting. Hunt at Kang. Right, let's continue exploring this way as well, towards the bronze. I want to know if, or copper rather, I want to know if we want to actually, ooh, nice. And another deer. We are a little damaged right now, however.
This way.
Oh, we got 2 guys now. Perfect. And there's another anomaly over this way. There's a lot of anomalies in this starting area. I wonder why. Alright, let's go for the 3rd hunt.
Fire be with us.
We can't deploy very well. Interestingly. I guess that's not too much of a surprise.
No.
We're quite limited. So I guess we'll, how far around can we go? That's the question. We can go around. I'll have them defend. If the deer attacks, that'll work out well in our favour. And I will flank with these guys, I guess. Hopefully the deer doesn't come around this way, although, now that I think about it, it's quite likely. Nope. Of course, deer is stupid. little sound it makes. Poor thing. So do we get... Oh, we're both fighting across a river if we attack there. What if we go here? Then we're not. We get a rear attack. Nice. We don't get a bonus for having like him surrounded, it looks like. Oh, we do. Both get +4 for rear attack. That's cool.
For our young.
It's interesting that he gets negative from crossing a river. Even if we're attacking him. I guess it's because he's on the river, so he's considered to be like mid-river crossing. So what this tells me is you don't want units to not only attack across the river, you don't want to stand on the river.
For our young.
Oh, look at this. We're so famous. Oh, we can choose to enter another era. We don't have to. Interesting. Right. I don't know, I'm quite enjoying looking around, to be honest. But does entering a new era stop us from looking around? I think it stops us from doing these goals up here. Gain fame by discovering natural... Allowing you to move to the ancient era and choose your first culture. You are free to remain in the current era for as long as you want, should you want to earn more fame or achieve a particular objective. However, bear in mind that once a culture is chosen by a player, it is locked for other players. Hence, the sooner you move to the next era, the more cultures you are likely to be able to choose from. Oh, so people can't have duplicates. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to choose not to go to the next area yet. I don't know if it stops me from exploring, but I also kind of want to achieve the other objective as well if I can. Okay. Lots of options for who to be, but like I said, I won't do that quite yet. Oh. So we're a nomadic tribe hunting party at the minute. We have 1 out of 3 stars. I think we can get the population star and then go up maybe. If it locks, I think it locks away these old other objectives if we do level up, as it were. So, if the goal is to get as much fame as possible, we don't want to go up until we've finished looking around. Now, do either of these have any movement points? No, they don't. Okay. I might split this group up again to get these different curiosities. Okay, next era. Next turn, rather. What does that do? Oh, 2 idle armies. Okay.
As the eagle flies, we move. Onward.
Do you get more vision from being higher up?
We move.
Actually, not sure. Nothing very much over this way that I can see so far. We're going to split these up. Oh, we've discovered Mount Ramaya. Is that a real mountain? I assume it is. All my understanding of natural wonders of the world mostly come from, like, Civ 6. So... Mount Ramaya. With sheer cliffs and plateau often hidden by low-hanging clouds. The peak inspires awe to those in its foothills. So, if you control it, you can control the natural wonder. You get +5 influence, +10 stability on cities' outposts, and +10 money. It's weird that it says money. I'm used to it like gold or dust. So I guess that means we want to try and build an outpost in this place to control Mount Tremere. I'm assuming the game works a lot like Endless Legends in that you plant a city in a region and you control everything in that region. Got some more influence and science. Over here we found a salt deposit. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little awkward to get into this place to plant an outpost.
Later we rest. Yeah.
And they will cross the river and head up down this way. Oh, another deer's back. So they do keep spawning.
This way.
I think I need to turn up the scroll speed. Got 130 fame so far. Second place has got 50 fame. Look at all these losers. They're nobodies. No fame at all. Let's turn up the scroll speed. Can I do that? UI maybe? Gameplay? There's gotta be a scroll speed control somewhere, right? Or have they just not added it yet? They have got the ability to change the hotkeys for everything, and I adore that. I'm all about hotkeys and options for hotkeys. Oh, for the grid, that's a new one. So I am thrilled that they allow you to change the number of the setup for your hotkeys. Where's the scroll speed for the keyboard? It seems like a bit of an oversight. I assume most people when playing the game just scroll with the mouse, so they haven't really thought about putting a scroll speed slider for the arrow keys, but I'd quite like the option. I think that'd be my first bit of feedback. They even have, like, controller support. What the hell? That's amazing. But no scroll speed slider that I can see. Oh well. If this deer wanders too close, I'm gonna nab him. Although I've only got 5 food, I rather need quite a lot more.
Later we rest.
Ancient encampment. Wait, what did I get from it? Did I get anything from it? I think I'll get influence, but I didn't see when it popped up, so now and this doesn't tell me. Okay.
This way.
Oh! We have found another person's hunting party. They are next to a sanctuary. For something. They've got obsidian and marble in this extremely rocky looking place. Okay, well I'm not going to
Will do.
I was wondering if you could attack them with your starting hunting party, and you probably can, but it's a bit of a risk, so I'm not going to. And I've got better things to be doing right now with my guys.
We're going.
Ah.
What's over there?
We have found horses. I like the look of horses. 10 food from this curiosity, that's a good one.
We're going.
We only need 2 more growth things for the growth stars. 3 more bits of knowledge. I'm liking the look of this place over here for horses. I'm liking the look of this place over here for this natural wonder.
We move.
I have checked the hotkey again for the yields. I swear I've pressed that button and didn't do anything. The FIMS grid is that a FIDSy, but is close bracket. Okay. Okay. I think my second piece of feedback is that's a really dumb hotkey, I feel. It's really awkward. But I guess it's not that necessary, so that's why it's like that. Oh, look at that. Coastal water coral reef. Lots of science there. This is the place with bronze in it, right? Or is that over here? I've already forgotten where the bronze was. Ebony. How come these have been stuck on the map, but the bronze... Oh, the bronze... the copper's right there, I'm stood on it. Okay. Well, this whole area is very nice. I guess it's no surprise. They probably expect most players to settle in the starting area if they're new to the game. So it makes sense that the starting area would have a bit of everything. AI moves at the same time as us. That hasn't changed from Endless.
What's over there?
Peaceful animal. Wait, what did that say? Or was it just repeating itself about deers? Probably. Destroy a lair. Ransack it. I wonder if that's what the AI are going to... Oh yeah, the AI are doing that. They're ransacking. Does it say if I click on them? Oh yeah, ransacking. There you go. He's ransacking the deer's home. Why is the deer living on the side of a mountain anyway?
This way.
A rocky mountain. Freshwater harvest. Oh, look at that. Lots more people for my civilization. Another deer here, but I don't think it's worth hunting this deer. Because we've got 0 out of 20 food, don't need to hunt anymore. And we need to explore up this way. So we shall keep exploring. We need to find 5 more food with these guys, basically.
Why this way?
Aha! We have located
We're going.
5 more food. Oh. Have we crashed? Okay. Yeah, I thought we were going to crash already. That would have been bad. So the first thing what's that mean?
Yes. Uh-huh.
You mean place?
Later we rest.
Not certain. Okay, so the first thing I've noticed about these fights against deer is that if you just defend, they'll attack you and you'll get a better fight, so... That's clearly the right way to go. So we defend once, and then we move in for the kill. This is slightly closer fight than previous attempts at fighting deer. Is that min-max thing like the minimum chance of damage and the maximum chance of damage? Or is that the current... Yeah, I guess that's the most amount of damage that can be... Those are the ranges of damage that we take. Okay, so there's a certain amount of randomness. I do like that. These guys got pretty hurt during this fight. The growth star has been earned. 150 fame now. Hunt at Kang. If we can get 3 more knowledge stars, we can get all of the.
This way.
What just happened? What? Okay. Yeah, we get 3 more knowledge stars. We can get all of the objectives, which would be nice. And then I will level up, I guess, or era up, tech up. I'm not sure how to put it. quite like the start menu. Okay, so let's continue exploring. Aha! Please be science anomalies.
Why this way?
It was 1 science, 5 influence. Oh, there are horses here as well. Nice. Do we claim this territory? Is that a thing we should do right now? The other thing about the whole claiming territory thing is, if I build an outpost here, does that mean I've essentially put the city that I'm going to build here? Or does it just claim the whole territory? I'm not certain. I'm not certain.
As the eagle flies.
We have found another discovery over here.
This way.
Wild berries. 5 food. Don't really need more food right now, but not bad. Oh, I should have split my guys up a bit actually, shouldn't I? Whoops.
Later, we rest.
Oh, there's a mammoth! And these guys are slightly injured.
Onward.
Probably can't take advantage of that. Well, I mean, I could, but I probably shouldn't.
Later, we rest.
Oh, look at that! What luck. I have achieved the maximum amount of fame that a nomadic Neolithic people can achieve, I suppose. There's another over here as well. Was that there before? Or do more of them spawn over time? I wonder. Okay, so I could go up to the next level right now, but I kind of want to see what happens if I build a outpost in the Neolithic era. Like, what happens if I do that? So we shall investigate. I shall claim this wonder. Oh, okay. So yeah, you do actually have to choose the yields you're gonna get. Okay. And does the same thing in Endless, where it gives you the predicted outcome. So interestingly, it says that this has 4 science on it, and that's got 1 gold, but the outpost doesn't seem to care about that. Or, like, the outpost can't use it, or I'm scared that it's going to somehow destroy the science. Well, we could go here or here, I guess. That gives more food, but less production. And I think production is usually worth more in games like this. It certainly is worth more in Endless and in Civ. So I guess we'll just stick it here and see what happens. Takes 4 turns to create an outpost. Do they have to stick around to do it? Construction queue, outpost creation. Initial duration times term for completion. Status supplied. Is this considered allied territory now? We've got like a little blue thingy around it. So 2 people can't be building a thing at the same time. That makes sense. You can ransack your... Is that because I can ransack, like, the prairie? Or is that because I can ransack my own building? That would be pretty silly. Okay, so we're building an outpost here. I guess we should just... There's literally no reason not to level up, as it were. Here, gameplay details of culture. They will always be presented in the same order. There are 7 affinities in the game. So, each of the cultures are grouped into certain types, I guess. Go and build expansion as merchant, militarist, and scientist. If I were to pick one to define me, I would say expansionist, builder, And militarist. Although I like science too. Okay. Have you seen if interact on this icon symbolizes the domain or a culture excels? So, this focuses on empire expansion, not necessarily through war. Can instantly purchase adjacent outposts or attach territories. Generates a diplomatic grievance for your opponent. You can... What, so without, like, them having a decision, you can just buy someone else's outposts? Okay. You can get more detailed information by clicking on its artwork. Okay. Oh, nice. That's a really nice little bit of UI as well. I like that. So Assyrians, Siege Masters, +1 land movement speed on unit. Is that on siege units or on all units? Oh, so you always keep this as well. Is that the same for everyone's top thing? Yeah, nice. Danu. That sounds like a defensive thing. Yeah, fortification. +1 combat strength in combat for units adjacent to the district. Nice. +1's quite a small number though. Maybe it's not. Sounds quite large. Sounds quite small. If the land unit spawn is fortified. Oh, and they get Assyrian raiders. Oh, horsemen. I do love unique horsemen. Babylonians. They are scientists, I expect. Yep. You can set cities into science mode. +2 science per research technologies on capital. That's quite a strong one, I would think. Unless the number is too small. They can build an astronomy house. So, it says these unique traits are kept throughout the era, which implies that the unique... Oops. This implies the unique units and the unique buildings, I guess? Or whatever these things are. Maybe they're not always buildings, I don't know. Are not kept. In which case, I feel like, unless you want to attack someone early, economic things are best to get in the early stages so you can build them. Got the Egyptians. Industrial. Oh yeah, builders. They can build Egyptian pyramids. And they just produce more production. And make worker slots. And have the unique Markabata, a lightweight chariot. Harappans, agrarians, they're all about food. Canal network is considered as a river. What's the advantages of having things be considered a river, I wonder? Oh, +1 food on river. That would probably be why. So if we're on a river, that's quite good. Hittites. Combat, I guess. Oh yeah, lust for war. Mycenaeans. Nubians. +4 money on luxury resource and strategic resource deposits. That's quite a good one. I would think. Olmecs. +2 influence on territory. Phoenicians, expansionists, surely. Merchants, fair. And Zhao. +2 stability. Okay. So I'm thinking Egyptians, maybe Babylonians. I quite like these Harappans. Or the Nubians. The Nubians were quite good as well. Let's see what we're next to before we have to make any decisions. I'm not on a river here. I kind of want to claim this territory, which is also not on a river, but it has a river in it. Along here. And I guess we probably want to settle on a river. And then maybe over in this one over here. No river here either. Is sage considered a luxury, I wonder? Or strategic? I don't know. Sage deposit? Salt deposit? I'm thinking we go with Egyptians. I kind of want a unique unit that has requires horses as well, given we have access to horses. Okay, let's go. Let's become the Egyptians. I like more industry. I like pyramids, and I like horses. So let's do that. Oh, it gives you this a little preview of what our lead will be wearing as well. That's hilarious. Legacy traits. So we always keep this. The rest of the game will have lots of industry. Emblematic district is a to this culture owner, so I guess we don't get to keep these, or we can't build any more of them once we've left the era, I guess. Emblematic unit, I guess, is the same. Or it can, however, become obsolete. Okay, that suggests that the district won't become obsolete, so that's alright. And we press confirm. Okay. The seed cannot sprout upwards without also sending down roots. Egyptians. Dramatic music. Nothing seems to have happened. We're still nomadic tribe in Neolithic. I do have to go to the next turn. Wouldn't surprise me. I'm assuming we're not normally going to be called nomadic tribe in the Finnish game, because it seems like it's trying to identify us as the name, but that's a pretty generic name. I wonder if the next era occurs between turns. Okay, so we have to end the turn first. I wonder if we end the turn if we can't get these curiosities anymore. Oh, you stand at a crossroads. For many moons, the tribe has trekked the wilderness, slowly, tortuously, learning the secrets of this world. How the materials hidden in the deep places and in plain sight might be fashioned to the tribe's advantage. How the beasts and plants of the land and seas can most fruitfully be harvested. And how myths and stories can glacially, but inescapably give power over our greatest enemies, other tribes. Tribalism. Now you must decide in what domain. In which domain? I feel like that should be in which domain, but whatever. The tribe will truly sharpen its knowledge for the ages to come. Will you be renowned as makers, farmers, or charmers? I do love to charm. Makers is wattle and daub. Oh, +1 in... I was going to say it doesn't tell me what it does, but you just hover over it. +1 industry. Farmers. +1 food per population. Or storytellers. +1 science per population on city or outpost. Now, the weird thing is, like, these are all good in a very general way. I've taken Egyptians, which are good at building. Do we want to go even more into building, into production, or do we want to balance that out with some science and some growth? I'm gonna go with makers. We're gonna go all in on production to see what happens.
are the challenges of a young civilization.
Ooh.
It's hard keeping up with the neighbors when they have the wheel and you don't. Humankind learns quickly that everyone contributes. If you're terrified of wild animals, you can grow lentils or catch fish. Tribes settle towns. Towns develop markets, and markets begin the exchange of goods, services, and most important, rumors and hearsay.
Oh, ancient Egyptians. That's us. Look at these tribesmen. They're not even Egyptians yet. They're running over this way. I don't want them to get into this land over here. I consider this sort of my land, even though I've not claimed it. Oh, they've claimed over here. Look at this. Little borders. The unknown. Oh, does that mean we don't know what they are? Or they've literally called themselves the unknown? I'm assuming you can no longer gather stuff, but I'm not certain. Before placing your first city, let's study the... Okay. Try to find a place where there's lots of food and industry. Well, I've already found a place that's got a pretty good amount of food industry. Did the Stone Crater lose the production of science when I put the thingy on it? If so, I'm a little disappointed about that. Outpost will be done in a turn. I guess over here, let's continue to explore a little bit.
Yes. Over this.
World Deeds. We discovered Lake Baikal. Is that another 50 fame? I'm so famous! Lake Baikal. Legend has it, the lake's waters came after people's prayers were answered, following a great fire-starting earthquake. First discovered by Egyptians. Is this a useful wonder?
Follow me.
Oh, we have found a grizzly bear. Is it still worth fighting for food? Is there even a purpose in that anymore? Because we've gathered our food. So I don't know if there's actually anything to gain by attacking the bear. I guess I'll try it in a sec. If I click on here, what are our objectives now? Builder cultures earn more fame from builder stars. Oh, okay. Expansionist stars? Aesthete stars, agrarian stars. Okay, so it's just generally do lots of good stuff. Where's the X to close this again? Click on that up there, okay. Let's attack the bear.
No mercy.
See if there's any purpose in fighting animals after that phase. And my guy's a bit stronger. Yeah, they're scouts now. Okay, yeah, 12 strength rather than 10. They're slightly stronger. Animals behave erratically in battle. Interesting. Okay.
I'm on it. Let's go.
So if I position this guy over here, and the bear came in to attack it... Oh, the bear's over there. Ah! So that's like zone of control. Interesting. If I go here, I can attack. I could also defend. Can I change the order of attacks? Yeah, so I'd get +1 strength from adjacent friendlies. If I did that. So if he defends,
For your family.
these guys attack. Bear hits the weakened guys. Pretty rude. To be honest, Mr. Bear. We'll
Off we
do
go.
something similar again.
Come on!
Bear is quite low. We're on run 2 or 3. Well, there's 2 turns now. I think we continue to defend. The bear is being a lot smarter. He just keeps dodging around so I can't flank him. Okay, so I earned 10 money. I mugged the bear for 10 gold. Why did the bear have 10 gold? Okay, it looks like we've reached the north of the map, I guess. I actually thought we were further south on the map than we are, I guess. So I'm not going to keep searching north, because I don't really want to settle in the frozen wastes. So we'll come back down so we can start planting outposts with these guys, I guess. I'm a little concerned that these guys are going to try and plant an outpost over here or something. If that happens, I might have to come in and stop them.
Over this way.
I guess I want to plant an outpost
Absolutely.
in this terrain as well. Oh, there's a mammoth over here. This has got copper and salt. So I guess I want to build an outpost over by the river. Is this like recommended spots? Like weirdly high numbers? Cost 20 to found this outpost, cost 5 to found the first one. I guess that makes some sense, but I'm thinking this looks like a great spot to found an outpost. Very defensible as well, look at it on a hill. Look at that. Why is it so high, that production there? Mountains. River forests, all this stuff. Okay, well, we'll keep going this way.
Off we go.
We might have to kill the mammoth as well. Mug him for gold, I guess. And we'll explore the rest of this land that we've claimed for ourselves.
Come over here.
There's a sanctuary.
Got it.
Which we shall ransack. For 10 gold, apparently. Takes 1 turn to ransack. We need to clear out our new land. So we can have space to build pyramids. Successfully plundered a lair. Oh, a mammoth has shown up. I hope that wasn't a mammoth lair I've just plundered. So this is now an outpost. Once you've created an outpost, the territory where it is located is considered claimed and belongs to you. No one else can create an outpost here. You can relocate it somewhere else inside the territory, and you can develop it into a city. But cities cannot be relocated. Okay, so that's the first thing to do. This will become our capital, I guess. Item mode, list mode? Okay, that's interesting. So this is move the outpost, this is become a city. Oh, it does it immediately. Is that because it's the first one and the second one will not be immediate? I wonder. Do I want this to be my... I guess I will make that my capital because it's got the wonder in it. Why not? You can ransack your own things. What a weird option. I mean, I quite like it, but it's more than a little strange. And Mammoth there is quite strong. Okay, let's start bringing these guys back. Maybe I should have left one scout to keep heading up that way. Oh, we found another sanctuary. Or is this the same one I was at before? And it's got another deer. Let's kill another deer, I guess. We could try the instant battle resolution. But I'm going to do it myself. Okay, I think I'm just going to defend. We've got some time. Deer's going to come up to the high ground. Deer is not stupid, this deer. Let us, can we flank the deer? Does he not offer zone of control? Like the bear, for some reason. Can I just walk over here? I can. Then I get the rear attack.
All together.
Nice. 5 gold. It's not like a huge amount, but at the start, when you don't really have very much, seems like it's a good little bit to get. Can we ransack this? Ransack this deer home as well. I feel bad at burning down all of the homes of everyone else. Right, this mammoth is guarding our approach to where we want to build another outpost, so
Acknowledge.
I'm sorry for this, Mr. Mammoth, but you must go. I assume these would give a lot of food if you killed these in the Neolithic era. Oh, is that a river? Okay, let's pass over here. And then we will do our defend strategy again. Like it says, the wildlife of playing. This isn't a game. This is a fight for survival against the mammoths. We've got a lot of time. We'll continue to defend for now.
All together.
Alright, let's go. Time for the finishing blows.
Let's fight!
Goodbye, mammoth. 20 gold. He was hoarding gold, that mammoth was. Okay, can we not... It's fast to go around that way? That's kind of funny. Okay. We have another mammoth over here, which is a bit of an issue, because I don't think we can take him on one-on-one so easily. I wonder if mammoths will attack cities or not. Could be interesting. Okay, let's build a city. We have Memphis. This stone field here is not producing science. I assume whatever I did to build an outpost here destroyed that. Okay, so we have a lot of, I don't know, going on. This is how much food we get per turn, I guess. Industry per turn, all that. Population can move from one sector to another to adapt your city's outputs to your need. So I guess this is similar to how Endless Legend lets you make your citizens work particular things, but there's like a limit to how many can work each one. Stability? I guess that's like happiness? This is settled. Okay. I don't know. 8 influence. So that's how many turns do we get into we grow. So we've currently got 0 population. Out of oh no, 0 out of the 8 we need? No, that's not right. 8 plus 1. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so let's see what we can do. We can build 3 different districts. We can make a unit. We can only make scouts, which is a -1 to population. So building units costs population. That's funky. That's a pretty unique take on games like this, I think. So we can't do that right now because we haven't got any population. And I don't really need any more scouts. And we can start building districts. Do we want to immediately start building pyramids? Only one per territory. So everyone built them be very careful. Gets 3 industry per adjacent maker's quarters. And makers also get 1 more industry per adjacent maker's quarters. So we want to build some sort of industrial sector with pyramids and maker's quarters. Or with 1 pyramid and maker's quarters. So this gives 3 industry. And only takes 2 more turns, so it's obviously much better than the maker's quarters. The question is, can we build them anywhere? Or, no, only adjacent. Okay. And it removes the current yield on it. So if we did build a maker's quarters here, we'd lose the 3 food. If we build a farm here, it adds 1 food. Okay. But if it's... Oh. That's interesting. That increases the food of these. Or it makes them usable, I guess. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So I mean, I want to build the pyramid, but I don't want to lose all my food. So I guess I have to build a farmer's quarters first. Just to get more space. So it works like Endless Legends, in that the districts will suddenly be getting resources from these adjacent places as well. So it gives us +4 production, -3 food. This gives us +8 food. I think I'll start with this. Although, what happens to the sage? Do we get sage? How does that work? If I build something on the sage, will we not be able to get it? Let's do some experimentation. If I build a farmer's quarters on the sage, will we keep it or not? And we'll bring these scouts back just to defend us against the scary mammoth. Okay, let's continue.
We'll wait here.
Oh. The tech tree, researching. It seems to show these things will take an infinite amount of time to research. But I have 3 science per turn. Is this a bug? Or... Interesting. Okay, so let's see what we can make. City defenses. Warriors don't really need city defenses right now. Calendar. Artisans' quarters. Extracts any luxury resource from the deposit it's built on. We probably don't want to build the prairie there then. If that's the prairie. If we don't want to build the farmer's thing there then. Sage deposit. Is sage considered a luxury? Or is it something else? I assume it's a luxury. Also lets us build a granary. Domestication. We kind of want that for our horses. Do you have to be able to get... Do you have to build something over there first? That's quite difficult to get to that. It has to build scout riders, which I definitely want. Or carpentry for... well, we don't really have forest here so much, so I guess that's not so important. Let's go for calendar, so we can start extracting sage, I guess. If that's a thing. And then we'll go for domestication. Oh, you start with it, that's what that was. Interesting, okay. Okay, now we can also research irrigation. Quite a long note, and writing, which is a very long one. Have a look at technology screen. Here we go. Okay, it's a little bit simpler than Civ research trees, but each one's a bit more of a commitment, it looks like. Oh, it looks like multiple things can also lead to it. Like, we got calendar, and that lets us research irrigation. Or we could get domestication, which also lets us research irrigation. If we have both of them, is it cheaper? Maybe. Let's start working on domestication for our horses. And let's fix this mistake we're doing in Memphis here. Ah. Infrastructure. Next upgrade is the grain silo, which can't be done until the early modern era. The granary doesn't evolve much until modern era. I kind of want to cancel this farmers. Remove it from the queue? Okay. Okay, so now we want to build an artisan's quarter here. Oh, it doesn't exploit the local ones though, that's a shame. Or does it reduce the... Oh, that's unfortunate. That gives 8 food, which is quite a lot of food per turn. I was thinking that this would give us the surrounding farmland, but apparently not. That's unfortunate. I really want to build a Maker's Quarters first, to be honest, because Maker's Quarters obviously mean you produce things faster, which is better for building other districts. This gives us another 8 production. Currently got 14. I'm going to build the Maker's Quarters over here first, I think. Not great for our pyramids, but that's okay. Actually. Building a pyramid would give 10 production. Maybe we should do that. 2 more turns for 2 more production per turn. Although we could only build 2 adjacent Maker's Quarters to it. We couldn't surround it in Maker's Quarters. We could build 3 next to it. Maybe that's good enough. Okay, so this won't be the most effective use. But I think it's okay. Okay, so we're immediately going to start building a pyramid then, I guess. Gotta waste no time when you're the Egyptians. How do we close Memphis? Okay. Also, can we rename Memphis? We can. Nice. Onwards. This mammoth has moved in to my sage. Let us build this outpost. Movement sound. Nice. Claiming some more territory. Has salt and bronze nearby, or copper rather. I keep thinking that's bronze for some reason. Now, do we claim this territory? I have a habit of wanting to claim everything in sight, to be honest with you. 70 influence to claim another one. Whoa, that's expensive. Okay, we're not claiming anything else for a little bit. In which case, I'm going to send one of my scouts from this group into the frozen north. I don't expect to find much up there, but we should check. And these guys will head down south. I think these guys are going to head over this way to make sure that our neighbours, who are over this way, don't claim any of our territory. And if they do, so we can politely ask them to be on their merry. Okay. It doesn't look like the mammoth will actually do anything by himself, so I'm going to keep scouting up this way. And hope that the mammoth doesn't ransack my city while I'm gone. Oh, we're on the north coast. Makes sense. Look up this way. Keep scouting the...
Follow me.
Oh, geysers are up here.
Off we go.
I like the effect it has when you discover. It's very satisfying. You scout out the land.
Over this way.
That plus 10 gold's still there. For some reason. Now, I kind of want to scout more to the west, but I also want to make sure they aren't building an outpost over here. I guess it'll go yellow if they start building it. Let's head over this way.
Come over here.
Oh, another sanctuary.
Off we go.
I'll leave this guy to ransack it. And then this guy will keep moving on. Salt, another sanctuary. Another deer over here. There's the return of these guys. They're still a tribe. They haven't become anything larger yet.
Will do.
Oh, hello. What's all this then? Oh, actually, you ran out of movement points. So the exert's under control even if you're not at war.
Let's do it.
What's this? Unknown strategic resource. Surprisingly large amount of land up here. I'll send these guys over to the sanctuary up here. Another deer.
Over this way.
Mammoth. Or we can still make a discovery. That's cool.
Let's go.
We're not prevented to. So can I enter their land, or will they ever go at me for it? That's the next question. Let's try. No warning?
Understood. Over this way.
Got stone in this land. Okay, so let's check out this outpost. From an outpost can support all the resource deposits in the territory. The associated extractor costs industry, but can be bought with money when built. Okay. Can I instead do something else? Oh, I need 160 influence to make another city. That's quite a lot. Maybe I should have started here. That's okay. Okay, so we do that. Takes only 2 turns because of all of the all of the industry we have here. Oh, that's the outpost relocation. This takes 5 turns. Does it have? Oh, it does have 21 industry per turn, okay. Does it grow population as well? Or is that Memphis? No, they are separate, okay. What's this? All cities and outposts? Liberate. You can just free your people. Literally, you can just liberate them. What happens to an outpost this way? Does it become a new faction? Or just like a rebel faction? Alright, let's make sure there's no way up here to go.
Follow me.
Oh, there is? No, there isn't. Pearls up there.
Let's go. Come over here.
I gotta say, unless I'm wrong about this, I am so happy that if you split your units into different groups, it doesn't increase your maintenance on your army, because that was the thing in Endless Legends, and it's cool, like it has value, but I much prefer being able to have lots of units all over the place by themselves, going off and scouting is so much fun. Word from your empire has now reached the Olmecs. Oh, they've become ancient era now, capable of diplomacy. What's going on over here? They attack me! Okay, hold on. Olmecs have reached the ancient era. Population gain. New grievance available. You may ask for reparation. They have literally attacked me. They've got scouts versus my lower HP scouts. I can retreat, yeah? I can. Literally, the moment they become an ancient civilization, this happens. Okay, so your population's war support against the Olmecs drops. That's interesting. It dropped for retreating. One would think that people would demand, you know, revenge for... I guess none of my men died, that's probably why. And my people weren't showing stomach for battle in the retreat. So I guess that makes some sense. They founded San Lorenzo. Doesn't really sound like an Olmec city, but then I guess I wouldn't know. I don't know anything about the Olmecs. A major event requires your attention. Manage your relationship with this empire.
It is my great honor, as the leader of a great people, to greet you in their name.
So they salute us, having, skirmish with us a bit. Okay. You're at peace with the Olmecs, allegedly. Bit of a turbulent peace. Ideological proximity? Nice. See, war support is interesting. We have +5 from a grievance, but -5 from retreating. They have +5 from us retreating. I see. So their people want war because they think they can win because they ran away. Interesting, interesting. We've got surprise war. We can't do a regular declare war because there's not enough war support. If we do a surprise war, You get a war support penalty. And other empires call you a traitor. Wow, you gain the badge of a traitor. God, that surprised me so much I hiccuped. We can propose an alliance. Interesting. Open your history with them. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Trade. Oh, that's interesting. So you can't use this to see what your opponents have found, which is something you can do in Civ, for example, and in Endless. You have to have actually discovered it on the map to know what they have. Import, export. Don't know much about that yet. Treaties. Each column can only have one active thing. Okay. So we can... I can offer to share our thing, have borders. Currently they're closed. We currently tolerate skirmishes. It could have a non-aggression pact, but I don't want to do that yet. And crises. So you attacked me. I have a grievance for this. Okay. We have it for 10 turns. I can demand they pay. Oh, we also have over here information on them, which I wasn't paying attention to. So these are the Olmecs. I don't know what the Olmecs are doing. They're second on fame. Somehow, no one else in the game has any fame. This isn't a two-player map, is it? Diplomatic badge. It's interesting. Different kinds of things they are. So this guy has an archetype. These are, I assume, the way he tends to play. Yeah, so he's traitorous, extrovert, and vindictive. They never forget what happened in the past. Lumberjack. Like to build cultural wonders. Virtuoso. Extra influence. And they have a bias for hipster. That's pretty funky, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to make them... I demand they pay me 100 gold. We'll see what happens if they don't do it. If I renounce, what happens? Nothing. Renounce to create a demand. Okay. Oh, wow. They don't do it. All trade is suspended. Demand.
For a price, I can forget this.
What I would do with you!
So it stays there. Unless I withdraw it. It grants me 5 war support. To withdraw it or to not withdraw it? Relations. Have they changed? Okay. Let's close this. Okay, so they haven't done it. Is it still there? Yeah. So we can't trade right now. Yeah, we cannot trade. Cannot propose an alliance until they respond to that and all that. Okay, that's cool. We must have an answer to this. We must send some men over there, perhaps.
Got it.
My forces are rather spread out right now, though, because we're scouting.
Follow me.
Let's go.
Let's pillage this.
No mercy.
I thought we'd close borders. Are they not closed because I demanded something from them? Oh. No. Can I leave? I can leave, okay. I quite like that. It doesn't force you to... It doesn't, like, immediately push you out, but it doesn't let you stay. Okay, 3 turns to build our pyramid. We have a population point. So this is producing something. 6 food? Yeah. It's producing 6 food. So if we did this, can we do it without You can just move it back. Okay, good, good, good. So 2 turns for pyramid. 3 turns for pyramid. I'm going to do the faster pyramid, then we'll go back to food maybe a little bit later on. I want to see that pyramid, yo. Hopefully this person isn't too aggressive, because most of my forces aren't at home right now. Oh, I should have moved this guy, shouldn't I? He's attacking me again! Look at this! Oh, I can't retreat again, oh no. Terrible news. Oh, there's the capture point as well. I think all we can do... Oh, they can't heal out here. Oh no. I think all we can do is try and defend ourselves. Try and do as much damage as we can.
Now! Now!
We have the high ground. Oh no. We lost a scout. How embarrassing. That's not good.
Your presence enrages me.
Do we have another? Yeah, we actually have another demand. We demand something for this as well.
You have but one chance to save your stinking skin!
Just who? Who do you think you are?
Do they like me less for this? I can't tell. Like, we have the war support. Like, does it cost me anything to be doing this? That's the question. Don't know. Something tells me we're not going to be getting along with these Olmecs, though. Silk up here?
Off we go.
Oh, okay.
I'm on it.
Curiosity, 5 gold. Looks like most curiosities at this point are most likely just going to get you gold. Oh! He's building another outpost. Sure would be a shame if something were to happen to it. I probably shouldn't.
Come over here.
More deer. I'm not too interested in getting more gold right now, though. Oh, I can't. There's no way back up from this mountain. Oh, bugger. Okay, I guess we'll start heading back. In case we have to defend ourselves from these Olmecs.
Let's go. Come over here.
I do want to attack this deer, to be honest. Just for the gold. But, I kind of want to keep my scouts healthy in case I have to fight the Olmecs. With them, bit of border skirmishing, you know? So I think we'll let this deer go. Plus I feel bad about killing the other deer. I wonder, does it still cost just as much? Has the cost gone down? Oh, it costs 20 now. Okay. So, you just wait a bit and you can claim things again. I want to claim this land, but they killed my scouts in it. We'll send these guys over that way.
Over this way.
Claim this territory around here. I don't know if I want to claim this this area or not. It's got salt in it, but nothing else that's terribly interesting to me. You can attach them. What does that do? Cost 30 influence. I don't know what that does, so I'm not going to do it. Ah! We now have Nubians and Harappans. The Olmecs feel differently about you.
I was indifferent. Now I'm incensed.
Oh dear, oh, it's up here. Aggressive. Strength comparable. Huh. An insult. They've abandoned this place, what? Oh, 7 turns to ransack one of these, though. That's quite expensive. Okay, let's, Alright, maybe I should keep scouting, but it's okay. I intend to cut off the guys that were over this way if they try and head home and slaughter them. I mean,
Off we go.
ask them politely what they were doing before. Oh, we found, can we get in?
Oh yeah.
We found another one of our, opponents, all the way up in the frozen north. Interesting. Memphis has completed the pyramid. There it is. It's got 2 little sphinxes next to it as well. So we now have 31 industry. Only 4 food per turn, though. So we should probably do something to fix that. What does the granary do? +2 food per farmer. So if we have a lot of people working in this section, then that does more. So it's not terribly useful right now. Let's see. So we would lose some production if we went over this way. But we'd get 7 food, 5 food, 8 food. This would give us +7 because it would increase +11 over there. Lots of production available to us. Good stuff. Good stuff. I want to be quite greedy, to be honest. I want to go straight for more production. What about building right now? We've got to lean into it, right? Very little food. But, I'm fine with that. The pyramid shall provide. All hail the mighty pyramid scheme. I mean,
Let's go.
I forgot what happens from owning this mountain. +5 influence, +10 stability, and +10 money. So that's where most of my money's coming from, I guess. +13 from the city, and the city's getting it from... Does it say? Yeah, +10 from natural wonder. Nice. So we're getting quite rich because of that. How much does things cost to buy out? So this costs 136 to immediately build a maker's quarters. Quite useful. Let's have another look at the era score stuff. We need to build 6 districts. Have 5 territories attached to a city. Reach 300 total influence. I assume that means stored up, not just have it overall and have spent it. 10 population or units. 600 money. I'm well on my way to that one. 4 technologies. Or 9 military units. Huh. I feel like getting the agrarian one and the militarist one are quite... Like, you're likely to do them both at the same time. Well, if you do the military one, you've definitely done the agrarian one, basically. They have to wait a turn. Does it cost you much? Except, I mean, it costs influence to claim a territory, but does it cost anything else? Like, is there ever a reason not to claim a territory if you've got the influence for it? Oh, hold on, that costs 20, this costs 70. Why is that? Is that because it's next to a city? I think it is. Wait, why is that 20? Oh, it's also adjacent, I see. I see. Okay. So maybe we should claim this territory up here. Just because it's much cheaper. Can't get much food from it though, but plenty of production, and we do love production. There's more food over this way. There's a lot of production in this place. Well, I guess next turn then we'll do that. You control one of the 2 possible cities that you can simultaneously administer. Oh, so you actually have got a limit how many cities you can have. Sounds like you can have more, but it causes penalties. Mycenaeans now exist. Population gain. Another grievance? Have I been attacked again? I've been attacked again! This guy is aggressive! How darest he? Retreating makes sense here, but I will lose war...
Your presence enrages me.
I would lose war support again. I can either fight him, which is kind of based on luck, because it's 13 versus 13, or I can retreat and try and get some more of my men up here faster to try and even the odds. I think I will retreat again. I kind of want to build the thing right now, but I probably shouldn't immediately. Now, how do I... If I'm down here, will they be considered part of the same fight? Or are they too hard to get to each other at that point? Oh, can I not actually come over to support him in time? That would suck.
Follow me.
What's their movement range? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so he can 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. He can reach my other guy. The question is, how close do you have to be for reinforcements to count? Is it also the same distance, 4, or? I'm not certain.
Let's go.
We'll send these guys up here and we'll see what happens if he chases us. Also... Oh. So this suggests that if you run out of war support in your population, an opponent will enforce their demands on you, and you have no choice. You have to accept it. That's fascinating. If that's how it works in like multiplayer as well, which I assume it does, if this game has a multiplayer, which I certainly hope it does, that's really, really interesting. That's really interesting. Because it's not just can you fight the war and win, it's can you keep your population in support of the war and therefore win. Because you could have a winning strategy which you know will win in the long term, but if your people just aren't backing you, they might surrender for you, basically. So I have another grievance. So I'm going to demand this one too.
You have but one chance to save your stinking skin!
You want to end me? Take a shot.
Just keep demanding all of the money. If I manage to enforce this, I'll immediately get the gold objective from this. I wonder the downside from repeatedly demanding they give me stuff. Okay. Get rid of that. Alright, let's try and meet these guys. See who's living up here.
Over this way.
Kerma. Hello. The Nubians, we've met them.
Oh. I have a proposal for you.
They've immediately offered me a trade.
What are you up to, I wonder?
It's interesting that counter-proposal is just, I'll say yes if you give me gold, rather than allowing to offer a different kind of trade. So the trading in this game isn't as abusable, I guess I would say, as the ones in like Endless, for example, and Civ. It's very static, but quite interesting. And might actually have more depth because of it. Even though there are fewer specific options you seem to be able to have, at least so far. So they want to trade luxuries. I don't see why that'd be bad. That seems like a good thing to me. So they're cruel. They like to take risks. And they're extroverts. Militarists and pillagers. So they're quite aggressive, these Nubians still. Or this guy, I guess. I guess this is his things and not Nubian specifically. And he tends to space out his outposts. Interesting. Well, I guess I'm okay with that.
This will be a blessing for all parties. I accept.
Don't know what that really means.
Marvelous, like the first rays of daylight.
We'll be able to trade luxuries. I will soon have some, but I remember it said you can't trade luxuries with someone if you can't see them, right? And he hasn't scouted me, so he won't be able to trade for any of mine. But I should scout out his, I suppose. Kerma, is this his capital? It doesn't look... Oh, it is capital. I assume that's what the crown there means. He must have fame at this point, right? Yeah, he's got 20. The AI are quite slow in generating fame in this. I guess that's because in this map for the OpenDev, they start the play in this area here with lots and lots of available anomalies and stuff. So that makes sense. Yeah, it's very easy to get them all. I wonder what this connecting thing was. Yeah, you can attach this territory to this outpost. I don't know what that does, though. So I'm a little hesitant to do that. We are now successfully exploiting the salt deposit. So now we have salt, I guess. I don't know what we can do with salt, but we have it. There's a ship here. Luxuries. Yeah, we got salt. Give us +5 food and stability on all cities. Nice. I like it. Nothing else we can really build here right now, since we can't exploit that. Almost finished another Maker's Quarter. If I switch this to, I'll switch this back to food. I have managed to successfully scare off this guy's units, thankfully. This deer has trapped my arm! The deer's trapped me! What a troll. Okay, let's claim this territory. Is this salt as well? I forgot. This is also salt. Having multiple salt means I can trade it, I guess? That would be my assumption. There's gemstones here. So I'm going to do that. Now, I don't know how this attaching thing works, but I'm thinking if you attach a territory, then the resources it gets, or like a percentage of them, will go to the city they're attached to. So if I attach this outpost with 22 plus production, does the Great Pyramid get another 22 production? Because that's... I mean, all of the production is all I want. I mean, I could put it in like a better place for food, but that's quitter talk. We need more pyramids. Bigger pyramids. I guess you could build one in each city, but I can build more maker quarters around it, I suppose. So we could go here for 3 food and 22 production, or here for 4 food and 20 production, which is probably better. But like I said, that's quitter talk. I wonder if outposts are good for getting vision as well. I kind of want to build it here just so we can see with better eyes. Like, if I build it down over here, it's better defended, I guess, and has a bit more food. Up here, though, is an aggressive staging point to observe peacefully what's going on over here. So let's see what happens if we build it here. Oh, that's a grievance. Claiming territory on our border. They forgave it. That's weird. That's not what you do with a grievance. Oh. We have no crises. Oh. Because they forgave what I did, my grievances disappear. Is that right? We signed a new treaty. This is the Nubians. I'm looking at the wrong ones.
Speak!
What an idiot. Okay, no, it keeps them around. So weirdly, he forgave me. Even though we don't like each other. Clearly a foolish move from him. Right, I want to see what happens if we attack this deer. Like, does this other army come and get involved? How does this work? Reinforcements? No reinforcements? Why not? Why not? They have to be adjacent. Uncool, dude. Uncool. I guess we'll just have to take the fight. Attack the deer from the high ground. Nice. 5 gold for killing the deer. Right, let's combine these guys. Then we're going to start heading down over this way again. Try and secure this territory. And I guess we'll continue scouting this way. Oh. Do I have to leave? Is he closed his border? Yeah. Okay, fine. We'll go. I mean, I could offer him to open it, actually. Or can I? I can't. I can propose it. So if I propose an open border...
Hail, friend. I have a notion which would benefit us both.
Lesser leaders might accept, but I need more.
I will consider it. No promises.
Oh, interesting. He will give me open borders for 30 gold to let me keep exploring. I'm going to refuse that.
Your proposal is too much of a ball and chain on my ambitions.
I heard.
The guy's voice. Some great voice lines. The reason is because I kind of want this guy back over this way anyway, so I can put down outposts and get all of my guys over here to deal with these Nubians. Not that I intend on dealing with them quite yet. Or these Olmecs, rather, not Nubians. What was that red dot for? Not sure. 2 turns to we've researched domestication. I can start getting horses. We can ride in there with chariots, I think. Which will be good. We have a maker's quarter. It's orange. We now have 36 industry per turn. Not bad. I'm wondering if the cost of districts goes up each time you build a district. I'm thinking probably yes. Otherwise, you could just spam maker's quarters forever. Which does mean spamming maker's quarters is less good, I suppose. This is an interesting one. Public ceremonies. It's just +5 food, and it's 14 turns. That seems rubbish. +5 stability is what stage gives, which isn't actually that big, to be honest. I will build it, though. Mainly so I can start building farms out this way, because we need to increase our growth. We can't make an army. I mean, we can't grow our city larger unless we have more food, so... Alright, let's start moving back over this way. For now, for safety's sake, I'm going to combine all of my forces over here into one army. And then we'll scout in force over this way. Try and secure this area before the Olmecs can. Although it'll cost quite a lot of influence to actually build an outpost in these places. Unfortunately. Building another city is 160, which I would really quite like to have. I'm sure, given on the way the system seems to be working, building cities further away from each other is quite a good idea, and then linking the territories around them into the one city. Maybe more efficient, but... Nubians are escorting me out of their land, it looks like.
Over this way.
I really like how you can leave them, if you're forced to leave their land, over multiple turns, and it doesn't kick you out, but you have to be issuing a command that means you'll leave. That's quite nice. Babylonians have joined the world. We have domestication. We can now build animal barns. Plus food for every horse. That's good. And scout riders. We can have a force of scout riders and chariots. Change of reputation. The unknown, I assume that's a faction I've not met again, has gained renown as a traitor. Level 1. I wonder what that does. I assume obviously it tells us that the AI is probably going to be traitorous, but if it's like a multiplayer thing, like do they get different effects that impact the gameplay that is beyond just personality? I really hope so. Okay, we have domestication, so now we can build animal barns. Does that exploit our horses, or do we have to build something on them? Add horse ranch. Okay. Oh, here it is, horse ranch. +3 science for adjacent research quarter. Extracts horses. And animal barns plus food. That just increases our food quite a lot. That's nice. Let's finish the artisan quarter first. I don't really want to... I don't need to start exploiting horses quite yet. Oh, hello. Time for some revenge. Some revenge. So I wonder, if you attack, do you lose your movement points? Probably.
Follow me.
But let's investigate. Oh, you lose them all by moving into range. Have they attacked me? Wait. I moved in to attack him and he attacked me.
You? What do you want?
He did! I was going to attack him and gain a grievance, but instead, this happened.
You've gone too far this time.
Make it right.
What is the meaning of this outrage?
I demand you give me 400 gold for attacking me. That's so funny. I assume he doesn't have that much gold, that's the thing. Like, how does this work? What can I do to enforce the grievance? I get war support for just building them up. I can't believe he attacked me when I was going to attack him. He's extremely aggressive.
Of course.
All right.
It's our first winning battle, but he hasn't really got anything, so... It literally just a suicidal charge from his guys. Crazy. Oh, look at his war support. It's going to be so high. Oh, yes, look at that. I can see a fruitful negotiation in our future. Okay, so this has got... So I want to see what happens then if we connect this. Currently, the Great Pyramid has 36 industry per turn. This one is 22. What happens if we attach it for 30 influence? Quite a lot of influence, but that's okay. Ah, 58 industry, yeah. So it combines the whole thing into one province? Wow. And then I can detach it again. We're dropping in stability from that. But it's still quite high. Okay. So then if I wanted to build something here, can I build it here instead? Oh, I could. Interesting. Very interesting. So, I like... Oh, yes. That's cool. I wonder if that makes building an outpost in this territory over here cheaper. Because it's now adjacent to the city, kind of. It's sort of adjacent to the city. In an interesting way. But now that we've done that, the Great Pyramid has almost 60 production. Which is perfect. 1 turn to build a horse ranch. I adore production. The cost of my districts has gone up. I wonder if that's because of the artisan quarter or because we added that territory. Right, you'll keep moving out of this place. Heading south. It's going to take these guys quite a while to get home, to be honest. Why are they moving so slowly, actually? I feel like they should be going faster, but I guess that's because of the rivers and stuff. Of course, the downside is that I haven't got 2 separate production queues, but the production is put together, so I guess that doesn't matter. Oh, look at this. The Olmecs are claiming this territory over here. Not good. I guess I didn't really want that one, but I do want these 2. Although they're not as important anymore now I've got some other horses. But I don't know if you need multiple sources of horses. Like, does one source only let me build 1 unit of horsemen, or 5 units of horsemen, or does having duplicates just let you trade and it's more like Civ 5? Oh yeah, research, of course. It's still 50 turns for the wheel before we can make our special Egyptian stuff. 50 turns for the wheel. Our science is not good. Let's have a look at the technologies. Oh, well, we can do city defense or carpentry, basically. Carpentry can also unlock masonry. We need stuff that increases our science, to be honest. I guess we go for carpentry. The sawmill stuff isn't very useful, to be honest, but archers are useful. Alternatively, we go for warriors. That would get us towards bronze working, which, given we have access to bronze, might be more important. But let's say if we want to go towards war, then palisades and watchtowers could be quite useful. Okay, let's go for city defense. Because our neighbours are quite exciting, let's say. Still easily the most famous player in the game. Everyone's heard about the Great Pyramid. That mammoth that was wandering around my land has magically disappeared. He might just be over here somewhere, but... Oh, we've met another faction. And another grievance. Have I been attacked again? Or is that because they settled here?
Greetings. I'm a good neighbor and a loyal friend. As long as you don't cross me.
She says that when she's got a traitor badge. Okay, so it does actually do something. Your opponents earn more war support against you. That's really nice. She's traitorous and hateful. Oh. This is interesting. So, AI strengths are basically the AI cheats. That, you know, if you play Civ on a high difficulty, AIs get cheats. But this is very clearly just exposing that and making it part of the game's systems in a more obvious way. I really like that. So she gets extra food and combat strength. That's really cool. Very cool. So I can't really trust her, of course. I'm wondering where she is, though. We met them, apparently, but how? Oh, here. Oh, she's literally built an outpost here? Or is that her capital? Not quite sure how that works still. That might be actually her capital, in which case we're actually quite close. We have the Olmecs between us, though. Speaking of which...
You have some nerve!
Oh, we don't have any grievances we can get with them, okay. I thought so we did another one. What does it say in terms of our relative strength, does it say? Strength weaker. Another empire is attacking them? Oh my god, they're being attacked! I can declare war. I assume they're being attacked by these guys down here. That's hilarious. Okay. We may want to speed up our plans for negotiations. Oh, what? I thought we were allies! What the hell? Maybe was I not leaving their land fast enough? That was really mean!
Why are you here?
You attacked me. I will renounce this.
Let bygones be bygones.
I don't know what that means.
Your words make no sense.
His response. I don't know if I don't know what the advantage of doing that is, though, to be honest. My people have a lower war support. Does that... I don't know what the advantage of that is, though. Right, okay. If we want to build any units for war, we do need a higher population. It must be said. So, oh, I can't build, why can't I build anything up there? Does that not... Oh, I can still build it on top of here. Oh, but it replaces what I have? Can you do that? You can, but it replaces what you've got. That's it. So this district didn't actually expand our ability to build that way. Okay. That surprises me a little bit, but that's okay. Let's put down the horse ranch. Gives us more science as well, which is nice. That only takes one turn as well, because our industry is so high. We may want to build scout horsemen and use them to harass this guy to try and bully them a bit. I want to investigate this war over here, see how it's going. Maybe get involved. Are they actually at war or just being attacked? Like, how does that work? They're being attacked. I assume that means they're at war, but maybe it doesn't. Oh yeah, war, right here. You can now vote one new civic. Ah. Resource sold. Access to your salt was purchased by the Nubians. They didn't even ask me. So this is the salt I have here. Do I still have salt? How does that work? Okay. Right, let's investigate. Trade. You have a trade route.
You have my ear. For a time.
You now benefit from its Vim's bonuses. No, that's... they benefit, I don't. All the neutral territories have roundhouses which can be destroyed by ransacking armies. Extractors can also be ransacked. Trade routes can be broken. Okay. But what do I get from the trade route? Nothing? What? Yeah, what do I... Oh, here's the trade route. Can... Wait, what? But I'm over here. How is the trade route... Do you have to come within range of my territory? I'm confused. Also, what do I get from this? Do I get nothing? Is it just they pay money and get access and I can do the same to them, but I don't get anything from buying from me? I don't know. So they've got the benefit of having it, but I don't seem to have any more money from them doing it. Kang. Trade routes. Yeah, I've got these trade routes in these places. Interesting. Get away from my guy! Why do you want to kill him? He's done nothing to you. We just made a trade route. He's going to kill my guys anyway. Oh. This outpost is being ransacked.
Go. Come over here.
Oh, look at this. Runners. 17 strength on there, guys. No wonder that it's attacking. They're quite strong. We have to be careful not to anger these guys, I guess. I'm not at war. This is a mistake. Right, we have horses. So we can now make scout riders, which have 16 strength. Is that how strong his guys were? 17 strength, dear me. That's some strong guys. I really need some more science, to be honest. I can't make another pyramid, can I? Once per territory. Oh, I can make a pyramid over here. Ah! What happens if I detach this outpost then? Does it still keep them? What's my, oh, it's still 100% stability. Look at all that stability. We're so stable. So stable here. Oh, I could put these guys over here for science. 2 turns. That's way better. I need to be doing that just to get science. Right, what do I lose from this? 2 industry, that's fine. No one cares about that. Right, we do have to increase our food production so we can afford more people, more troops, get more science. Higher science production is much better. We can actually get the wheel at a reasonable time now. Okay. I wasn't sure if we had like really, like you were meant to have technology come in this slowly or we just had really low science production. It was the latter.
Off we go.
What was that? Some noise. Oh yeah, new Civic. By what right do we rule? Civic unlocked. The game context and your actions sometimes line up and unlock the conditions for a new Civic. Oh, so you have to do specific things to get new Civics, not just gain resources for Civics, I guess. Oh, it seems to take time. 6 turns. Oh, civic points. Okay. Civics represent societal matters on which you can position your empire by making a choice between propositions and thus forging your empire's character and ideology. Interesting. So you make more specific ideas as the foundation of your culture rather than picking autocracy or picking democracy. Although maybe we'll pick that as well. You know what I mean? You can ignore them for now, you don't have to. So we've got a new Civic. Show details. Oh. Both choices correspond to a possible answer to the question raised by the Civic. Either choice will modify your ideologies and have gameplay effects or unlock content. You can only enact one choice. Okay. So we're the Egyptians. By what right do we rule? Natural right? Divine mandate. Okay. So this gives faith for the Holy Plaza. This gives influence on the main plaza, which I don't think I've built. And either moves us to the left or the right on this tradition and progress bars. Which seems to have some interesting tags left there. There's also... So, what does being on the right or left do? This gives stability and science, and this gives stability and faith. Well, I am playing as the Egyptians, right? And we have a great pyramid, so I think our supremacy is ordained, for we are the chosen ones. Chosen by the pyramid. In a minute, it won't do anything right now, because I haven't got a holy site, but we can build one. At some point, I assume. I guess we can wait. Is there any reason to do it now? +2 faith on territory. Probably is a reason to do it now, because we get +2 faith automatically, right? If I'm understanding it right? Let's see what happens. Civic points are gained over time subject to the Empire's stability. Oh, so you want more stability to earn more civics points. That makes sense. If it's low, it can lead to a revolution. Wow. Okay. Legitimacy is another... But didn't I just rule on that? Oh, no. Okay. I thought that was legitimacy. Okay, so do I have +2 faith now? That's the question. Or would that be a next turn thing? Where would I even see? I don't know. Does it say here? No. Okay. Well, we'll find out at some point, I suppose. Ah, the Nubians have now settled another outpost here. This game does have a similar thing to Endless Legends, which I'm never sure how I feel about it, where your armies move at the same time as the AI's armies. Which is how multiplayer works, but AIs obviously move a lot faster than players do, usually. And it's not the worst thing in the world, but the issue with this system of whoever moves fastest has an advantage, particularly against AI, is because armies are built in stacks. So it locks down your entire army from moving too slowly. In Civ, for example, if you're playing a multiplayer game and the other person moves before you, they might just move one unit before you. They're not going to move everything before you do. It wasn't the biggest deal. Not really sure what you could do around it anyway, to be honest. These guys have got another force here. More runners. I don't really fancy letting them run free in my land, to be honest. How long does it take for them to ransack this? 2 more turns. Let's bring our guys back up, defend our borders from these guys. Great Pyramid still building a farm. Ebony Sage. So luxuries give stability, which is sort of like happiness. Salt gives food as well, which is quite good. So we're quite fortunate to have salt. Lead gives... lead is a science one. That's a good one. And obviously pearls up here is money and stability. I would quite like to have pearls and stuff, but that's across the water, which I can't get to right now. Urgent affairs require your attention. What urgent affairs? Terror of the bovines. The Empire is mired in tradition and beholden to the past, but no city is more unenlightened than the metropolis of the Great Pyramid. How rude. In this superstitious place, where hearsay and myths run wild, farmyard animals are now being put on trial for crimes. To be fair, I think humans have actually kept that up for quite a long time, like into the medieval era. So it's not that backwards. Well, I mean, it's backwards, but it's expected. After a herd of cattle were sentenced to be burned on a pyre for conspiring against the Empire, one wealthy landowner has had enough. What is your stance on the judgment? We concur. This makes us fanatic, which is plus 25% faith. Don't like that very much. Because I don't have any faith right now. Okay, overturn it. Save the herd. Plus 10 food. That sounds excellent to me. Or scorch. Plus 15 science for 10 turns. Oh. Oh. I think we scorch these old ideas. Which is a weird thing to say, having just said that my right to rule comes from the gods. But... What's this? Oh, Builder Stars. One more district for that. Have 10 more, almost enough for that as well. Yeah, I think we do Scorch. I want more tech. Get myself up to chariots as fast as we can. Plus it makes up for our terrible lack of science. 33 per turn now. Their borders are chasing my scout up here, which is a bit of a shame. $80 influence to build an outpost in this place still. But I would quite like sage and ebony in my land if possible. Hey, we built a new district. And we've researched city defense. Knowledge is power. Watchtowers, warriors, palisades. And an error star. So, before we only needed like any one of 3, but now we apparently need 7 to get to the next era. That's cool. I guess this means any 7. We also got a bunch of fame. Nice. Competitive Spirit Era Star. What's this mean? This catch-up category. Oh, okay. So that's if you're far behind. Competitive Deeds. Show Deeds. What are these? All empires compete for these. So there's... Be the first to discover a desert. That was done by the Olmecs. Discover these 2 wonders. We did those. First to discover writing. First to set foot on an uninhabited continent. Circumnavigate. I like these. These are really cool. Build a holy site. Conquer each continent. Build a wonder. I love fame for exploring. That's so good. I love that. For one thing, I love to explore. And amongst all my friends who play games like this, I tend to explore the most, so... my joy at this system might be slightly self-servant. The Olmecs feel differently about us now.
The thug becomes a monster. So be it.
Hate-filled! Oh no! How come? I mean, I know why, but it's interesting that there's no, like, clear... like, I can see why the trust is... well, it says it's stable. So I don't know how that works. They are positively seething with rage, but they're weaker than me and they're being attacked by somebody else. Look at my war support compared to theirs as well. So unless they pay, they're incentivized to pay to prevent my war score from just going up. Or my war support, rather. The only downside for me is I can't trade with them. Not that I want to trade with them, but... Okay. The Olmecs haven't lost this place yet. What's this? There's an event here. Miners are afraid. Ancient traditions are strong, and many believe that mythical beasts of the old legend are very real. It was rife there is something monstrous attacked a hunting party. Okay. We can gain more industry to lose stability. We can investigate for extra stability. Chance of unexpected consequences. Or we can send in a mighty warrior. To make units cost less production. Huh. We don't really need to force labour for more stability. But I also don't really need more stability, so I guess we'll embrace it. Because the cheaper units could be useful to produce guards to deal with the Olmecs. So we'll play along and send in a mighty warrior who will slam... who will slam? Who will slay a sham chimera monster. What could possibly go wrong? This Aerostar's pop-up is a little glitchy. It won't go away now. If I click on this, will it go away? There we go. Yeah, I do know about infrastructure, but I don't want to build it yet, that's all. It's not particularly handy to me right now. Or this one is, actually. Plus 5 food per thing. But I could also build this over here to get more money and to get another salt. The question is if that actually does anything. Because I don't know how that works. 2 turns to make warriors. 6 movement on the scout riders. I kind of want to build one just to send it on its way, but the population is really useful. So I'll build, I think, my animal barns. Also because then it'll stop asking me about the infrastructure. Plus 5 food per horse. So that'll be a bunch more food. And our farmers' quarters will be a bit more efficient as well. Which is good. I like how they color code, like, industry, food. I'm not sure what the white means. Neutral. But it makes it easy to read from a distance, which I like. I don't think we're going to be founding an outpost here until we make this into a city, to be honest with you. Because it's just the cost of an outpost is quite a lot. It's half the cost of turning this into a city, which I think is more useful. So I'm thinking we'll stop someone else from building an outpost here, but we will not be building one ourselves for a while. I'm going to follow these guys, I think. I'm tempted to attack them. Wait, why is that previewing? Wait, what's that? Oh, that'll be the flag, right? Interesting that preview won't go away. Interesting choice, that. Do I want to attack them? They might ask for reparations, which builds a war score. But I do sort of want to weaken them a bit. To stop them from scouting up this way.
How do you do, whoever you are?
They're aggressive. And they're stronger than me. In which case, I'm going to anger the bear. By attacking this.
No fear.
They don't run. Interesting choice. Brave. Foolish, but brave. We can't actually get all three of my guys around them in one turn. So the terrain isn't actually favouring us too much here, to be honest. So we'll go like this. At river there, that's a problem. It's actually quite bad terrain to be fighting on, to be honest. Then we'll go like this. And then I'm going to... I know we're attacking, but I'm going to defend. Because we have plenty of rounds to kill one unit. Okay. Then I'm hoping I can keep moving around. I can. Good.
Understood.
Here we go. Much better. God, they have considerably high combat strength. That is unfortunate. 2 of 3 of 2 turns. Oh, so the fight would happen next turn, literally next turn in the game. Is that what that means? That's fascinating. So fights can last a lot longer. I like that, because Endless Legends does have a slight problem of big fights taking all of the, like, taking one turn and going on for, like, forever. I'm not sure this fight is even... Well, it is worth it, but it's If I go here, will I get a flanking bonus? Or just be exactly opposite? I'm not sure. I'll stay here.
Charge!
Alright, we killed 1 unit, but it was a little expensive. We get lots of extra war score stuff, whatever, because... oh shit, they're coming this way. Look how strong they are compared to me as well. Time to get out of here, I suspect. They demand money. So I wonder if having lots of demands increases the support. I'm going to refuse the demand. Grants them 10 war score. Could I just not respond to it? I guess that's what the other guy's done to me. We may need to make some troops to defend ourselves, having poked the bear. But she's at war with the Olmecs as well, so... As much as the Olmecs and I don't get along... we can probably deal with her together, if we have to. 4 turns to build the prairie thing. Only 1 turn to build horses, though. And they have a lot of movement points. Although, I don't know how fast they can get from there to this outpost. Oh, look how much faster the research is now. That's crazy fast compared to where it was. Clearly it wasn't supposed to be as slow as it was. Irrigation, bronze working. Well, carpentry for archers would be nice. But I'm thinking about these chariots. What's the stars on them mean? On these units, I wonder. Bronze working would also be nice. I think we'll build bronze working first. Although I kind of want to get writing first for the fame. Good science research as well. I'll go bronze working, because this will let us build the copper mine. And build spearmen if we need them. And it's faster than the wheel. Four turns for animal barns still. If we put this here, 3 turns. Leave it here for now. Population gain. They're moving back down towards the Olmecs. That's good. I guess I'll need to send these into friendly territory to heal. Can they heal outside of friendly territory? Doesn't really say.
Over this way.
I'm assuming they've got to be in friendly territory, but I don't know. Oh, is that how much they're healing there? I didn't see if that changed. Wasn't paying attention. It's curious that it shows unknown strategic resources as a thing, so you know where they are, but you don't know what they are. Right, these scouts have escaped. Finally. Is there a point in destroying trade routes with my own ally? Well, he's not really my ally, is he? But... it's to gain population, yeah. What does that do? Having higher population in an outpost. What's the effect of that, I wonder? I only need 1 more population for the agrarian star. Ah, we now have Assyrians as well. Access to your sage was purchased by the Nubians. Do I get gold for this? I really want to know. It's still 19, so I don't seem to.
People, are they as agreeable as their leader?
Oh, here's the trade route. Pleasant. Ah, they like me because we were trading with them. Okay, well that's at least one advantage. We could share our maps. What do you think to that?
Things change, even leaders and empires.
Hey!
I have a proposal for you.
A good proposal. Okay, I accept it.
Nice. Aquaho and me get along very well. I can now see what he can see, and he has explored all the way over here. Nice. So we can see his resources as well now. He has silver. Silver gives science per silver on research quarter. Not quite sure what that means. 1 science per how much silver you have? On every research quarter you have, I guess. He also has silver. He's got lots of silver. And he has access to incense, silk. And obviously he's got more horses as well. And the Babylonians are over here with sage. So if I wanted to trade with him for his silver, although I don't think I do, but let's have a look. Oh, do I have to personally see them? Do maps not work for that? Okay, well that's fine. I wonder if that... I guess that's a permanent sharing of maps rather than just... Oh, is that someone else as well there? The purple player. A different purple player to this one, I assume. I would hope, anyway. That's clearly how much your units heal per turn, which is nice.
We'll stay here.
It keeps thinking I'm at war with someone, but I'm not. So a slight mistake in their tutorial system there. But that's not terribly important. 2 turns for population, 2 turns for animal banks. What's that? Isn't that the flag from the fight before? Or is someone building an outpost there? Doesn't look like they are. Okay, they're almost home, finally. Back in friendly territory. Bronze working researched. And an error star. Science stars? Oh, from enough technologies, I see. Nice. We have enough influence to turn that into a city. Is it worth trying to get a star first, though? Probably not. Oh, I don't know if it... Oh, that is total influence. It's not influence right now. Okay. Hey, a mammoth's showing up again. What do these guys want now?
You should listen to this.
That is interesting.
A non-aggression... Oh, I've lost my war support. Oh. After 10 turns, they do actually run out. Interesting. So, I had to have pressed that faster to get anything out of it. I'm not willing to give him a non-aggression pact because he's quite weak, and I kind of don't want to...
Your proposal is too much of a ball and chain.
Oh, that was the Nubians. Whoops. I should have agreed to that. Ah! Ah, no! Oops. I keep getting the Olmecs.
You have some nerve.
And the Nubians mixed up. Oh, no. Oh. Whoops. Can I offer them a treaty I just refused? No, I can't. 4 turns. Whoops. What a mistake. Okay, no matter. 1 turn for carpentry. May as well take it because it's one turn. And then, do we want to move towards wheel for our special units, or writing? This also gives us roads. I think we'll go carpentry into wheel. And now we've finished the thing in one more turn, okay. Food's plus 21 right now, so we'll see what it is then. And I can turn this into a city next turn if I want to. Or I want to build a copper mine first. They're still healing. Once they've healed, they may as well deal with the mammoth. Just for a bit of gold. Oh yeah, so if I wanted to... Oh, I can't buy this silver, can I? Is that because they're not exploiting it? Or because I haven't seen it? Could be either. Create your religion. Is that because I gained enough faith from the thing I chose before, or because of something else? I don't know how much faith I have, is the problem. Okay. For a state religion. Pick the base of your people's beliefs. Polytheism or shamanism. Polytheism is lots of gods, I think, and I don't know what shamanism is. This gains 10 faith in general. This has slightly more faith from holy sites and less influence. This gains more influence from holy sites. Well, we are Egyptians, so polytheism makes more sense, but we are creating our own destiny here. And I like influence. It makes expanding much more easy. Let's go with shamanism. Ooh, agrarian stars. Carpentry. And we now have a religion thing. Egyptians, shamanism. We are the religious leader. Okay. Ah, you have to produce faith, but faith is in a colour that's the same colour as the... That's a bit of a mistake. Unlocking tenants. Okay. So 3 turns before everyone I can currently control becomes Egyptian shamanism. Ah, we can change where it's called here. Okay, so... 3 turns until my places adopt my new religion. They start off with animism? Guess it's the default. And we'll see what happens once that's done. Oh, I can now make stone rings for faith. You can't move it once it's started. So gotta be careful about that. But we've got things to do right now. We've got a lot more options to produce stuff now that actually have an actual proper science income. Why are these guys highlighted like that? Is it because we already have one? Where's this? Oh, artisan's over there, of course. Of course. We have population of 4 right now. grows again in 4 turns. I still kind of want to increase our food income so we can more easily afford more troops. Got to prepare ourselves. It's weird to have to build food to make troops. It makes sense, but it's I'm just not very used to it. We can gain 8 more food by building another farmers district over here, which I think I will. More farming quarters over here. Because I've already got 20. And it only takes 2 turns to build it. 5 turns. 3 turns for farmers though, 2. 2. Okay, I think this is the best way. Oh. It's finally telling me about resources. We already know about that. One more turn before this finishes my copper mine, so I can make coppery things. Finally, my wayward scouts can start healing.
Keeping an eye out.
I think, yeah, this outpost was destroyed. Hilariously. Poor Olmecs. Not that I feel that bad for them. How are they doing?
Your presence enrages me.
They still hate us and they're still at war. Can't say I blame them. Osmosis event. What is... Oh, okay, it happens. I see, okay. Oh, the event of the Chimera. The Darkest Depths 2. Chimeric beast, stitched together from parts of goats, cows, dogs, snakes, and bears, might have fooled the miners. But sadly, gossip from someone among us who knew the truth. A handful of soldiers. Palace Courtier, a hero themselves, has exposed the tawdry truth. Uh-oh. My units are going to be 1 strength weaker for 10 turns? That's pretty unfortunate. What this effectively says is I can't attack someone for 10 turns. Or defend myself quite as well. But we can probably do with this mammoth still. Which I'm going to do. Now this city, or this outpost, has built the bronze. And I think I can turn it into a city now. Cost me all of my influence, but I think it's worth it. So let's give that a go. If we can, we get it back. Don't know. Not gonna try, and just in case we don't. That would be quite a large problem at this point. The others haven't gained much in the way of fame for quite a while. Ah. A melody for every occasion. In the teeming, iconic city of the Great Pyramid, musicians are a celebrated part of the local culture. Alas, they are still too small in number, especially the good ones. And now word of their renown has reached across the Empire. So how will we satisfy the great minstrels of our land? Do we muster them? So that gives us more money in science. Or we can spend 60 gold to increase our industry by 10. for 10 turns. Is that on... Oh, this is just in this one city. Well, these are both quite good. But I've got a lot of gold. I'm not spending it on anything. So let's increase our production even more, because I've got a lot of things to build right now. Up to 75 industry right now. These forests here. Here they are. Does that count as a forest? It does. That doesn't. So building a lumber mill will actually increase our production by 246. It looks like. Another 6 industry there, possibly. Or potentially, I guess I should say. 1 turn for any military unit now. Good stuff, good stuff. Five turns for the wheel. Ah, we have the Hittites in the game now. Right, let's take care of this mammoth.
Off we go. Charge!
Have at the mammoth. We're in a similar position to last time, where I can't actually get my numbers around him. You can see why archers will be very strong. But I like this system they have. Oh, the stars of veterancy. Nice. That's another reason to keep fighting, I guess. Right, we want to defend, defend, defend. Oh, he's dodging around, so I can't get all of my guys around him again. Clever girl, as they say.
For your families! Come on!
Oh, you can run through your own guys, okay. I assumed you couldn't.
Charge!
Should have done that before. Ah, there he goes. 20 gold. Basically recoup the losses very quickly from that building thing. Oh! They've moved into the land with their own outpost. Look at this! Hostile takeover. She is clearly going to be an issue.
How do you do, whoever you are?
The war support does continue to go up. They're still stronger than me, I assume. Comparable, apparently. They've actually lost some strength. Because I haven't increased mine, so... I think once we've built some troops and we have some actual muscle, we'll refuse her demands and see what she does. If she tries to fight us, we'll have to deal with her before the Olmecs. Now we built the food. 28 food per turn now. Not bad, not bad. We could increase it by another further 10. Because of the way the population system works, you sort of want to delay how long you want to build your troops, like, as much as possible, I guess. without getting yourself killed. Holy Site can wait, because I got so many other things I want to build. Forge is quite interesting, plus 5 industry per bronze, but that's not that's in a different territory right now. I think I want to build a granary. One turn till we can start building horse archers. So after the granary, I think it's time to start building troops. Looks like our Nubian friends have done a bit more exploring over to the east. They found Mercury. Can we trade with them at all yet?
I'm listening.
Can we buy any of their things? We can buy horses. It's interesting. Oh, we can't because we only trade luxuries, not strategics, but... That's cool. Can I offer them an aggression pact again? No, not yet. What's that? Copper. Marble's a very nice one. Lots of industry. I need some marble to build bigger pyramids, I think. Ah, there's the wheel. Perfect. Population gain. Ritual Cantorus, what's that? Is that the name of one of these regions? Yeah, I guess so. Unclear, to be honest. The Olmecs feel differently about us. And we have met the Babylonians. I wonder what that does, having these places follow my religion. I actually don't know. Ah, you get enough, you get a new tenant, I see. A new tenant. Okay.
Greetings. I'm called hot-blooded, short-tempered, passionate. All the highest compliments. As long as we are honest and fair, we can do mighty things.
I guess I'll introduce ourselves. Hello, Mr. Babylonian. The Babylonians are stubborn. Oh, this guy is stubborn. He never changes away from being this culture. For the whole game, he'll always be Babylonian. That's hilarious. Adaptive. Open. Vindictive. Charmer. Host. This guy is great. What a lovely man. And he's way over here, isn't he? Yeah. Do you want to trade luxuries? Nice. I don't think I can trade with him right now, but I like him. Let's be friends. Up to almost 500 fame. That's good. AI still lagging far behind on that. Clear forest. What does that do? Oh, you can make siege weapons with it. That's really cool. And you can chop forests down, like in Civ, for industry. Very cool. Right, I'm gonna move these scouts. Now they've healed a bit. Oh! Fuck. We have discovered runners belonging to them. Boo, hiss. We don't approve of that. Can I get the granary done this turn? No, I can't. 3 turns for another person. Let's do that. Could do with some more money, I suppose, but let's do that. 1 turn from the civics point. What to research next? Fishing. Don't really need that right now. I'm thinking writing, to be honest. Masonry. Good stuff. Ah! Industry from Stonefield and Rocky Field. I think that's good for this mountain. Exploitation has HP. Wait, what? Can exploitation HP? Can you exploit a terrain until it hasn't got any life left? That's funky. Okay, I think let's go for writing next. Partly because there was a deed for the first one who gets writing, but also it's science. So that seems good to me. Should we don't have better eyes on what's going on over here? They still haven't given me money, these guys, so they give me a lot of war score. Or, you know what I mean. Yeah, these it looks like these discoveries do keep popping up, so it gives you a reason to keep looking around. Ooh, they're running straight past us, it looks like.
Over this way.
Well, we'll pass like ships in the night, as they say. Is this still a...
Yes.
This is a weird glitch. It's left the victory flag still on the map. Oh no. I thought they built something then. Let's quickly check this out before they finish building their... Oh, they already have finished building it. But we can go into it anyway, because it's an outpost. And they're getting obsidian from it.
Alright.
Ah.
You should listen to this.
He's asking
This
us
is an interesting offer that you make.
to trade everything. I kind of want a non-aggression pact rather than trade, to be honest, but okay.
Glorious! Glorious! Let it be so.
Pleasing news.
Things change, even leaders and empires.
There we go, non-aggression
I
pact
have a
as well.
proposal for you.
We're so friendly with these guys.
There is much to admire here. Accepted.
Now vote one new civic.
Oh, well played! Well played!
It's just like congratulating each other. Right, what was the civic of this osmosis event? Ah, and melody for every occasion after we built some stuff for the musicians. Music is a sacred art. Oh, so we've moved our ideology towards authority. Interesting. Oh wait, what? It's needed to mine technological breakthrough. That's cool. Oh, we've got roads, of course. I forgot we built roads now. Look at this one. Roads weaving around the mountain. That makes for a great drive. Once we've invented cars. Although I guess that's not in the Victor OpenDev. Babylonians over there, Nubians, Egyptians, Olmecs and Harappans. Alright, we almost finished that granary, finally. Yay! A new era score. Star other. And we have converted other. We've sold copper to the Nubians. Now, do I still have access to copper then? I'm assuming I do. I still don't quite get the... I guess it's just...
You have my ear.
Okay, so we can buy...
For a time.
Silver... We can buy silk. Which is quite good for me. Incense. So if I wanted to buy silk... Oh, okay. So it costs quite a lot. Based on where it is. They don't get the money for it. It's just lost. And the deal is just to be allowed to buy it. I'd feel like you should be able to tax these trades. Maybe later on you can, or maybe that's too complicated. Or muddies the purpose a bit and they just didn't want to go with that. I quite like the system though, of these trading posts that's been built and stuff. So currently, we're exporting sage and copper to them, but I still have access to them. I could spend my large wealth of gold on silk. For 250 gold for silk. If I do that, because I have a thing to get enough gold. But does that count? Where is it? Here it is. Earn 600 money. Current value is 500. How much do I have? 469. But I've spent more than that, so... Will that go down? I'm not certain. Let's investigate. Okay, so let's see if it goes down if I buy, buy silk, which I kind of want to do. Actually, let's investigate also how much... I'll only get like 2 more production, right? Is that even worth it? I have 76 production. Silk gives +1 industry per silk on makers, so it's only 2. It's only 2 industry, to be honest. It's not really that great, is it? What's the purpose in buying more horses, I wonder? If I need more stability, I guess I could buy some luxuries. Oh, what's this? Status, learning, patriotic. Oh, that's about to run out. That's the cheaper industry cost for units. I should do that now. This is the last turn of it or something. And overproductive. And we currently have a population of 5. I wonder if it's worth retiring these scouts. That's the thing you can do, right? I heard someone mention that somewhere. Or can you not? Because if I could return them back to the city to increase its population, I could just basically use that to turn these scouts into a more useful, higher tech units. Ooh, 144 production for one of these chariots. I can buy it for 250 gold, that's a lot. Do I immediately lose the population? Probably not. 3 turns to build them. Okay. If I went like this, can you build more than 1 unit in a turn? 2, no. Or maybe you can, but I haven't got enough production for it. Okay. Okay, I've now got Thebes as well. A new city. Exciting. So, Thebes is also quite industrially motivated, but that makes sense. I think the first thing a new pyramid needs is another pyramid, to be honest, but maybe it's food. What are our options? +5, +5, +1. Oh, that's a bad one. Let's have a look at what these yields are like. What's the best way to expand our... well, the farms should go this way. Although irrigation gives farms on rivers more food, right? But these are also forests, and lumber mills give... so I have the option there. Well, I think it's better to build farms over here and industry over this way. That is the impression I'm getting. Now we have 3 pop here already. So I'm thinking we start with sending out some farms this way. For Thebes, get some more food going. Since we aren't big on population right now, to be honest. Now if I wanted to build a thing here now, it costs 30, much less. Much better, much better. Having this place only gives me ebony. Ebony and some more sage. I don't know if having duplicates does anything though. Now I kind of want to return these back to see if I can retire them for population or not. See if that's a thing or if someone made that up or I'm imagining things. Oh, I like how it highlights these things that I could get from my I guess he's my ally? We don't actually have an alliance, but we're close. Should I burn the sanctuary down? Will this mammoth stop me? I want to investigate and see if it will. For science, we must burn down the sanctuary. He will not stop me. We have writing! This gives us a civics point. Oh. These guys are coming back. Gives us market quarter for money. Food markets. And House of Scribes for science. And we were the first to discover writing. Now we've gone way up to 800 fame. Look at us. So famous.
Follow me.
Can I see anything from over here? Like vision? Not so much. Right, let's send these guys over here. Can we disband these guys? You can disband a unit on friendly territory, sending it to its outpost or city. Nice. We can retire units. That's amazing. Okay, well, the question is how many do we want to retire? All of them, or just most of them? I'm thinking definitely 2. Maybe we keep 1 up just to scout, or maybe we turn him into a scout horseman. Which is just generally faster and more useful. Probably that, right? We do lose vision for quite a good time while doing this, though, to be honest. We still need to get these scouts back over there, but I'm kind of cut off by these runners. Although they weren't attacking me last time, so maybe they'll leave me alone. I'm storing up quite a lot of gold because I don't really know what I want to use it on. Unfortunately. Probably More stability gives me more culture, doesn't it? Yeah, maybe just to buy things from my ally. With 2 civics points. Oh. Here's the society that we are. See your influence. Oh, so this is Egyptian influence. Converted to Egyptians in 1 turn. This is their sphere influence. Interesting. We've quite a good... Oh, they're converted to Egyptian over here as well. Interesting. And the Olmec's capital is oddly Egyptian. I wonder why we're exerting so much pressure. Is it because I got 2 cities, or...? You can force opponents to modify their laws. Oh, this is literally from influence production. That's why. So it's the mountain. It's basically the wonder I got. I got 9 from districts, but I've had 5 from the natural wonder for ages. Nice. And we're 79% stable, which is alright, but not amazing. Let's show us our civics. We have 1 we can make a decision on. Legitimacy. So, what style of laws did the Egyptians use? I like how it has... I assume these are themed pictures based on your culture. So, do we want customary laws or codified laws? So... Customary laws takes us further towards tradition, and codified laws... Wait, what does it do? It moves us back to more stability, less faith. Oh, okay. So this moves us further towards faith and away from stability. Other way is more science. Is it doing anything else? Celebrating on new cities. 15 stability. And absorb city and stuff becomes cheaper if we go this way. Forever? Or just... I don't know. Oh, I see. So this... All new cities will gain 15 stability for celebrating. But this makes, what, for the rest of the game, everything is cheaper? To modify. Oh, is it... So modifies attach outpost cost by and absorb city cost. That's very nice. Minus 20%, I gotta be honest with you. I think I'm gonna move back towards this. Codified laws. Gives us more stability as well. And we do love more stability. San Lorenzo's a pop of 4 right now. He's currently idling. I kind of want him to build an outpost, but I want these guys to leave first. I'm building lots of production-focused cities, but I suppose that's not much of a surprise, is it? I wonder if these little highlights tell you, like, the most productive place, or... Like, so that's 25. This is 27, so it's not the most productive place. Site that it points at. It's just, like, a good spot, which is, like, balanced. I've been much more focused, less on balance and more on, high numbers. I suppose this is closer to a river. It's got a nice river spot, but this is like further. It's got a river, but it's like it's not as nice a river. I guess I would say. Okay, well let's move towards this area and hope that we don't get attacked. So I can build another outpost over here. Ah, a game of prophecy. Oh, it's the Royal Game of It's a new game, beguiling the population. Insisting on a public demonstration, you play the game under instruction in your palace court. But the event has a sting in the tail. The game is reckoned to be a form of divination as well as entertainment. Gasp could be heard as the game's prophecy became clear. You are fated to lose everything. Oh no. So either we take the... Oh, these all modify your... I didn't even notice. They modify your ideology. So we can silence people, pay them off, let the people gossip, which loses stability, or heed, which gives us less science. And obviously these move us towards different ideological things. I'm tempted to silence the naysayers because I have a lot of gold. And I don't really want to lose stability or science. It's only 2, but I don't have very much to begin with, right? I have 18. It's not a giant loss, but it's not great. Do I want to be authoritarian? It doesn't make us quite authoritarian, it just moves us in the vicinity. I shall silence the people. We shall bribe the people who saw. I never lose any board games. It was a lie. Research. Irrigation. Organised warfare. That is important. Oh, that lets us use reinforcements. Oh, that's why we could use them before. Interesting that'd be a research. Never seen that before, but I can't complain. So look, is this the next era? Oh, it is. So we can't research these until we actually level up. Oh, that's interesting. So having all the science doesn't actually... Like, you can't just spam science and go through the tech tree because you actually need to get the fame, the stars, to get up to the next era. That's really interesting. I wonder what happens if you've researched everything. See, all of these things are quite useful, but I've got things to be building right now, so researching things I can build isn't actually very useful to me because I'm not going to build them for a while. So I think let's go for organised warfare just so we can use reinforcements. And the battering ram. So we can, convince the neighbours to leave us alone in the future. I know you can attach territories to this, but I don't... Well, I guess I can't attach anything. We still have the holy site, which we probably should build it, but we're preparing for battle right now.
Come over here. Over this way.
Mammoth's back in our land again.
Right.
Now, do we want to build... Or 10 food, 17 industry? That's not a bad one. Think about... If you're not connecting... Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is the best place to go. Can I disband units here? Oh, so you have to be in the territory, so if I go here, it'll go to the Great Pyramid. Does have more stability from having units in it. Oh, here he is. Yeah. So, Great Pyramid should go from 5 to 6. And it does. Disband again. 7. Nice. I like that system. That is a cool system. Right, let's put them to work. Turn them into other stuff. Oh, they've got chariots here. What do we need for that? Copper. I already have copper. Do I need 2 copper? Ah, yes it does. It needs 2 copper and a horse. They actually have lower combat strength than my unique unit, though. Although, they're melee and mine are not. Mine are ranged. Oh, they have upkeep as well. Just noticed 2 gold. 3 turns to make another one of these. I do want 2 of them, I gotta say. And 2 spears. That's my thought. 2 of those, 2 spears. Because I think 4 units is the max we can put in armies right now. Very much like oh, that's 2 turns. That's much better. Okay, we could turn this last scout as well. And then turn him into a horse later on and scout with that, because he's not going to get as much done. So I think I will also disband this last guy. Give us a bit more production or food, whatever. Oh, I like this though. If I hover over putting him into the food, it tells you already that it'll reduce the time to grow by 1. That's really nice. We're playing a little greedy right now because we just disbanded our entire army. But that's okay. We still have the chariot, and look how fast he is! Look at him go! Yeah!
Let's go.
Right, so he can do some good scouting for us. I assume it says we're quite weak now.
Why are you here?
These guys.
You expect greetings? Blades would be more appropriate.
Oh, they're not very happy with me still. They're all someone else, so screw them. Comparable strength. They are being absorbed into our sphere of influence. My influence is too high. Oh, nice. Thebes finished building its food district. And we can build... got a lot of options for what to build here. Don't need more money right now. It's all about the pyramids. Gives us more influence as well. We lose a bit of food. But I think that's okay. I wonder if that would go if we built a pyramid here and a maker district here, they wouldn't be affected by it, right? That's not how this game, because that's not how Endless would work. And this is the same company, so I assume I'm gonna test it. I also lose a bit less food if I put it here. But otherwise, I would want to put it here, because then you can put 2 more makers' huts next to it. Actually, I guess they're both limited in the same sort of way. It's fine. Time for another pyramid. Let's have a look at our influence again. Look at that. You're all Egyptian now. Oh. He's got some more troops on the border. When I get enough men, I'm gonna have to ask her to drop her demands if I can. Right, let's set up another outpost here. Hopefully it doesn't get burnt down.
Off we go.
Can I? Yeah, probably. But
Come over here.
I'm gonna keep this chariot close by. It still thinks I'm at war, which I'm not. Unless I'm missing something terrible. Okay, leave that there. I think we'll tell
We'll keep an eye on things.
chariots to wait around here. Just to keep an eye on the border. Gotta be careful. The Nubians feel differently about us now. Hopefully they feel better.
Come to my aid. Do something for me, and I will repay you in kind.
Needy? Why are they needy? What does that even mean? I don't know what that means. They're in a bind and come looking to you for help. What kind of bind are they in? They're not at war. I don't... They depend on access to our resources. They just need our resources. Is that what it is? The seller still gains him. So you do get money from the other person buying from you. Why haven't I gained money? Should we go propose alliance?
Things change,
Oh, that was
even
quick.
leaders and empires. I have a proposal for you.
Now they're friendly, not
A
needy.
good proposal. Okay, I accept it.
Okay, so now we are in...
Not as foolish as you seem, eh? You show wisdom.
Check out our trade with them again. They have gemstones now. 2 silver, more horses. I buy some more sage. I already have sage actually, don't I? But do you gain extra stability from more of it? That's the question. Incense. That's some good one to buy. It's much cheaper now. Let's buy some incense. Purchased. So now we are importing from here. There's the trade route. This is important that we don't let anyone take it. And we're exporting there. Nice. And we have another chariot ready. Okay. Let's send this one over this way just to have a look. Send the scouts to pick up that curiosity. Just 5 gold. Well, that's something, I suppose. Gemstones here. I'd love to have some of those gemstones over there. Up to 800 fame. 2 out of 2 cities. Can't have any more cities apparently, but that's okay. Don't really have the influence to get any more cities right now anyway. Also, I'm not sure where I'd build any more cities. Although I do see some cities that I might want to liberate.
Your presence enrages me.
Our war spot is 100 out of 100. It's telling nothing else. Do not create crises against people. That's so funny. I'm liking the value of potential there for future multiplayer gameplay. Potential. You know what I mean? These coastal waters here are 6 science, but I'm not sure how we'll be able to exploit that. But I like that it's there. There's one over here as well, in this place. Aerostar, a merchant star? Oh, for 600 gold. And we've met the Assyrians. Probably because of our allies.
I'm a good neighbor and a loyal friend. As long as you don't cross me.
Oh, she actually is loyal, unlike the other one who said that and was actually super disloyal. We value garrisons a lot, so they're defensive. Committed, wary. Strong. So this is a defensive character, basically. That's cool. Hesitant. We are much more powerful than them. So this is our ally here. The Nubians. You can see all of their units. Good stuff, good stuff. Doing a lot of exploring around here, which is good. They seem to have a lot more space with the Babylonians and Assyrians. They seem to have a lot more space around here, like the Assyrians and the Nubians. Over here it seems a little crowded. Let's have another look around here. Can't see terribly much, unfortunately. One more turn to build last spearman I need. Although with the completion of the military warfare thing, I can get reinforcements. It might be worth making more troops. But we'll have to hold off on that, I suspect. At least put down the holy site first. Right, we finished this, so we can put down artisans' quarters to pick up ebony or more sage. Let's go for ebony, since we don't have one of those yet. Thebes has built its pyramid. It is fully one of us. Now, there are no horses in this place. No. I think a lumberyard will do a lot of good here. 2, 4, 6, 8. More production immediately from that. Without affecting stability, although we don't really need to worry about that right now. This will increase it by 11. Let's do that. Animal magic. Animal magic. As the harvest season draws close, the common folk are worried, with many farms scattered across the Empire. Last year, an infestation of rodents, largely rats and mice, plundered granaries. However, rumours have it that one enterprising village mitigated the problem by using cats. But you also know that sailors use a new kind of predator named a ferret. New ferret has been dropped. Which of them will you employ officially? Either progress or tradition. Cats and ferrets. Cats are bigger. They're also cuter than ferrets. Well, actually, ferrets are pretty cute. God, I don't know. Let's go towards... Let's go a bit towards faith. I like cats. And we are in Egypt, right? We'll go cats. You can wait there for a sec. Oh, that was weird. That was a weird camera movement there. I sort of want to scout up this way, but I'm going to need to build a scout, I think, to do that, because I need my chariots over here for fighting. I mean, for defending. Same thing. Look at these guys. Literally, they've positioned these guys on the border to watch me like I have. That's so funny. This could be a coincidence, or it shows, like, really interesting programming for the AI. Or both. Right, we've got an army now of 2 spears, 2 chariots. Hey! You're not allowed in here. Are they gonna burn my shit down? That'd be very uncool of them. Wait, shouldn't he have finished building that by now? I thought it was only 1 turn away. My bad. I'm gonna have to ask them to, not go through my land, I think. Ah.
Do something clever today. Sign this treaty.
The Assyrians want to trade luxuries. I
will
agree to that.
consider it. No promises. This will be a blessing for all parties.
They have
I
nothing to
accept.
trade, unfortunately. At least that I can tell. I want to see if they buy something, what happens to my money. Because I haven't noticed anything. At least the Nubians. No, this is the Olmecs. Why do the Olmecs have scouts way over here? Again.
We'll keep an eye on things.
New Civic. And I have a point to use it as well. Leadership. How do we lead? A small council or an autarch? Well, that's certainly very me, but I don't disapprove of small councils. Either way, we get +1 city cap. That's really big. So what does authority give us? Slightly less stability, obviously. +2 turns before being converted by others' influence on territory. Given I have a lot of influence, that doesn't seem like it's very useful to me. And small councils increases your influence if you go that way, so I think we want to go towards liberty rather than authoritarianism. So let's go for small council. Which also gives us an extra city cap, which is very nice. Now we can build another city if I get enough influence. Though I'm not sure where I'd build it yet. I guess if I liberate one, I won't need to. If that counts towards that. Did I gain money? I can't tell. I should have really been paid more attention there. Access to horses was purchased by Nubians. Okay. I have 2 spears, 2 horse archers. I would like to force her out of here
Off we go. Let's go.
as well. I don't want her walking through my land. They flee, no surprise there. Let's bring the spearman up towards the front. Basically, I'm going to kill this guy off to build up the grievances, and then I'm going to demand that she give up the grievances. And if she doesn't, she has to declare war on me. That's how I think it works. That's my current understanding. We'll see if I'm right or not. Right, let's see. Need more food at Thebes, to be honest. It's got quite a high population and not enough food to support it. So we could also produce the scout here, just to lower the population a bit so it doesn't get too out of hand. And build another farmer's quarter here as well. Okay, so build the scout, lower the population since we're not going to grow like this, and then build some more farmland so Thebes can get bigger. Now what to do with the Great Pyramid? We could finally get our second salt. It does have more food, which is nice. Actually, is that a... it's a new salt. Oh, salt's over here, that's right. I thought I already had one. Right, well let's do that. Build the salt there. 1 turn, that's pretty good.
You expect greetings? Blades would be more appropriate.
Ooh. Their strength is apparently much higher. It just says that because their war support is higher. So I don't know if they physically have stronger troops or not. Perhaps I should make some more troops just in case.